Yeah, let me move this out your way. This. Your name is?
Mustafa. I'm here to get the knowledge of myself.
Okay, you here to get the knowledge of yourself, Mustafa. Where you from, Mustafa?
I'm from Black Medina, but I really got knowledge of myself from
Black Medina. Wait, what's that? Boston?
Sure indeed.
Okay, you can have a seat. Okay. Have a seat. Welcome. So where are you staying?
Right now I stay on P-Line.
Okay.
I'm Brookline right now with my wife, so I'm out here getting knowledge of myself.
How long you been out here? You have a seat, big brother. Get comfortable. Yeah, sit there. Yeah. How old are you?
27.
Okay, you have a seat, man. We'll move it around. We're going to move it, you know. So you said you Black Medina, you want to get the knowledge yourself. So you then tell me about that. What's that about?
So I already obtained knowledge of myself through educating my brother a lot in Alaska, Carolina, and Raleigh. But I already have somewhat knowledge of what I am through my father, my mother.
You only want to hang out beside?
Yeah, besides Lottie Justice.
I'm gonna hold the front for a while.
Yeah, my man, love you, man. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
So my mom and dad had knowledge of self through the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
My dad was FOI, my mom was NGT. Muslim Girls Training Unit.
So, civilization class.
So indeed, so she taught me a few things that she knows. Then I went to North Carolina with my older brother, and he introduced me to a lot of Alaskan, and that's when he broke down what knowledge of self is to me.
You said a lot of Alaskan?
So indeed. So he taught me everything I know, and he taught me to speak what I do know, don't speak what I don't know.
So what do you know?
I know a few things like 110. I know a few things about
when you got the knowledge, what was one of the first things you did? What was one of the first things you did when you got knowledge yourself? Is you fast?
Oh, already fast. I do know for my dad.
Okay, right. Okay, so you came to okay.
Yeah, I started eating pork at 8 years old. When I moved in with him, he already shut that down. Off, you come with me. No more swine here. So he taught me a few things I already know with that. Okay. And he built on that, not eat pork, not good for you.
On the side, yeah.
Hey, brother, can you?
Yeah, put it aside, yeah, because God paid them too.
Oh, my fault.
No, you ain't doing nothing wrong. We just kind of like,
Yeah, appreciate that.
Movability. Yeah, okay.
I'm kind of excited right now because my brother was telling me to come here first.
Okay.
$15. So all the building come to the school, go to the school.
Okay.
Finally, come here.
Yeah, you can sit here if you want to, or sit either one, those two.
Can you sit there and
with your hair?
Yeah. When the camera go off, like.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he know what to do. He know, yeah.
Do me a favor, so like when.
That's his thing right there.
Yeah. So when it go off, like hit this button right here. Man, hit it twice.
What's your name?
King.
King. Woo! Peace, King. How old are you? 10. With authority too. I like that. Maturity. Okay, man. You in school? No, that's right. How's school going?
Good.
All right, great. Your old king here?
Huh?
Is your old king here? Let me see you up on that. Yeah, you looking right at him. That's who your old king. Who's that? Okay, who is he to you? My dad. Okay, that's your old king. You the young king, he the old king. There you go. That's what I mean. No problem. There'll be some words in here. Welcome. This is the Law Youth Center in Mecca. Youth. Who's the youth in here, King? That's right. You, yeah. Well, according to society, he just, although we have our own culture, the culture of this society says he just made adulthood. They say like adolescence really is not over until 25. But the youth, yes, you definitely are that. And welcome, man. So it's a pleasure having you here. You too, Queen. Everybody, for that matter. So this is the 120 discussion class. We have this. One of the things we do here on Saturdays from 1 to 3 is a class like I do. The other things that we do here also. There's other ciphers going on. Like you see, God Law Infinite. God does a lot of documentaries, videos, here and abroad of nation events and events, period. You know what I mean? So, it's an honor having him also. We catch him on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, definitely. So, good that you're here, but there's other things that we do externally. You know what I mean by externally? What I mean?
With one outside.
Outside, there you go. Right. No, I'm saying, you know, I'm gonna ask that question. I know you be intelligent people. I'm not employing no words or anything. You know, be above you. If I say anything you understand, raise your hand, King. You know, let me know. You know, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And always, I implore you to ask anyone, father, me, whoever. Your dad. What you mean by that? What's that word mean? So you know. You know, so that's I do that. Adults, you know what I mean. So yeah. So 120 discussion. So I'm glad you're here, Black Medina. You know, you got the knowledge itself. You already kind of come into it. What's important? One of the things important that 5% will do, and I say repetitively in my class, is that you're going to retain this knowledge. By retain, you know what I mean?
Hold them.
Yes, there you go. Found. Right. I'm going to have it here. Because it's important. And what you're going to retain is all these. Supreme mathematics, supreme alphabets, the 1 to 10, the 1 to 14, the 1 to 36, the 1 to 40, the actual facts and social facts. Down the road, there's some older guards that were here in the beginning I want to come into to kind of give it like how it was given then. Right? But then and now, one thing is for certain, it's important that we retain our information for the purpose of referencing it. Because the reference is important. Like, always, I go here. In fact, help me out, King, what's today's date?
The 21st. Knowledge, I mean not knowledge, wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge.
Born to understanding.
Okay, all right, there you go. We just captured that. I didn't have to ask nobody else. You did both things, right? Because today's date is, well, let's do this. It's the 21st. But for the 5%, it's wisdom knowledge. Okay. Western Supreme Mathematics. So there's a calendar that we all use. That's the calendar you just used. Of Gregorian. Right? Less than, I'm going to get all technical with it. We'll get to that down the road. But it's the 21st. You know what I mean? So, like, for most people, it's 21st. It's again, my favorite line is check day. I'm going to the school. I'm taking a walk. Whatever. Right? But for 5%, we identify ourselves by asking each other, are we in tune with the order of the day? And the order of the day, again, is the Supreme Mathematics is what?
Wisdom, knowledge. Wisdom,
knowledge. That's right. And wisdom is the way, right? It's many definitions to wisdom. I'm sure your father gave you definitions. Let me ask you, because I'll let you lead the way. So do you know what wisdom is? What is wisdom?
Wisdom is to show your knowledge, I think.
No, I don't think that's what it is. It is. Anything else?
No, I can't remember.
Okay. Well, what's knowledge? Let's complete that cycle.
Knowledge is the creation of all things. It's the
okay, look at you. I told you. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, made the basic foundation of all things existence, like the sun is the universe, like the black man is his family. Now it's accumulation of facts. So it is through how you express that. Talk, walk. Right? Wisdom means to be wise, the ability to be able to discern how to do a thing and how not to. That's what makes you wise. Now, I don't want to do that today. I'm going to come in here. Or I don't want to come in here. I got to do this. Your ability to be able to. So this shows you your strength and your knowledge. Now, we teach in Supreme Mathematics that knowledge is first. Knowledge is one, wisdom is two. Right? And you can't have the two before the one. It's 1, 2, not 2, 1. But ironically, today is the 21st. And wisdom now. However, wisdom, it is through that I see the knowledge. So I'm not putting it before it, right? Because mathematics is living. So people are able to see it. People are able to see it through you and you and you, right? Okay, yeah, it's something you do, and people are attracted to it. So what happens is, and what, I'm going to show you how to, because they looked, understanding means to see. And what I saw was, oh, look at this little young brother. He just told me that wisdom is, because people have a negative view of you, and you, and you. For us, period. The young people doing a lot of great stuff, so we're not going to do that one. But they still have a negative view, because they don't see things clearly. But when they see things, like, oh, listen, that young brother said his name was King, and his name Mustafa, and they came in here talking about wisdom needs to be wise, and I could see knowledge through wisdom, and you know, and I want to know more. So they come. What they just did was they acknowledged, they looked, was prerequisite. Prerequisite means before I do something, I have to look, listen, observe, and that was done. So I accumulated enough facts to know I need to come here, right? And when I do, I'm listening. And then I'm listening to what's being said among you. And then I'm gathering information. So then my understanding is strengthened. That's mathematics at its best. All I'm asking you to do is, can you tell me, how do you see? Because that lets me know that you have enough information to help you navigate it. Because the true 5%, you got to know that. Because supreme mathematics is law and order. It's the culture. Culture is how we live. And then that's important. So, yeah, it's definitely an honor then to have you here. So, most of our older brothers were your age. I was about 2 years older than you when I first got knowledge. Many moons ago. That's when dinosaurs roamed the land. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, of course we stayed. You know, those before me were younger. You know, there were a lot of people. I just wanted to just do the non-born. There were a lot of people that were there in the 64 on. And can you show me on this? You can. Can you show me who up here? Who is the founder of this nation? Can you show me his picture?
The one in the gold frame.
Ah, yes, yeah. What's his name?
The father.
Yeah, okay. What's his husband? That's what we call him. Yeah. But what's his righteous name? Let me say that, cause starts with an A.
Allah.
There you go. Say no more. Pig. That's right. It's his name. That's how he introduced himself to us. Allah. Right. It's important we know that. You know. So his honorable name is Clarence Smith, but we don't, and that's important to know too. But what's equally and more important is the name he presented and gave to us. Oh, I know Clarence. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. You know. Having said that, well, I'm glad. I said you want more peace now. I said, see, you do what you do. You know. And that's important. And I'm glad you're enthusiastic. You already like on a path with this. Just gotta keep it. And I'm glad you're here. Myself and God Law Infinite, and maybe we were talking about that. You know, technology. We talk about that in class again. Internet. You know, the phone. You know, where we are tech. You know, with tech. You know, and you have to be tech ready. You have to be tech ready. You do. You know, we argued that when we saw it come in. That's what's good. You're gonna find out 40 years, 4 decades later, how it's good to be old because you walk right into a history, or you see it unfold. Like we saw rap unfold. Like you know any rappers?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Drake.
You kind of favor him a little too. I'm saying,
My dad told me one yesterday. I think his name was like Pop Smoke.
okay, Pop was my man too. It's always the good ones that go too, man.
Tupac.
Okay, all right. You named enough. You named a lot of neo too. Rappers. These were rappers the people you just named were prolific in their art. But you familiar with Run DMC? Yeah. Well, Kool Herc. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that too. Cold Crush Brothers. Yeah, I know. These were old people that started the rap game.
The latest person I know who started it was Jay-Z.
No. Oh. Yeah, he's a big name. He's a big name, but he's a Johnny come lately in that game. You know, when you history, let me say this to you too. It's important. In anything, history means you're going back in time to examine some things. You know, like people go back in time, I'm talking about dinosaurs and archaeology, that's what that's called. But even this, like rap, hip hop. How did it start? Right. Okay, yeah, you're talking about Jay-Z. So you're talking late 80s now, 90s? I'm talking early 70s. When your father was... before your time... Or before him. Huh?
I said skibbity bop bop bop.
Okay, there you go. See, you already know what it is. Stop it, man.
I don't know any of the people. I know the thing. I don't know any of the people, though.
No, okay. But I'm just giving you like a demonstration. That's good. That's very good. Because that's a part of history. History has a lot to do with culture. And in the hip-hop community, that's how it started. Hit the hit, you're like, oh, that sounds corny. But that's how it started. It started with a turntable. It was a house party, right? It wasn't no, then it was yes, sure. Then fast forward, here comes Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, and them. They weren't even born when this thing was happening. We're talking like early 70s, like 1972, 3, 4, in that area. Yeah, you need your fingers in his.
54.
Yeah.
Pretty much 55 years.
Okay. Woo! He said, we don't need to do that. I got my brain. That's right. I can't go up here and leave this class. You want to so history and anything. You know his name?
This one?
Yeah. Okay, his name is Marcus Garvey. Bad man too. He came way before before law came, started 5%. But he said that a people without knowledge is like a tree without roots. So to have knowledge, but like imagine that, yes, a tree with no roots. That's like a person with no knowledge. Because a person doesn't know what you know. I'm deficit. I can't explain accurately what a thing is because I don't know. So then I'm open for anybody telling me anything. Right. That is the purpose of study. But that's why I pointed to him out to you. Because when you read history, you'll read about them also. It's good to read about the people in your history. Because you're not always going to be 10. You're going to be my age at some point and older. And you're going to remember, I was 10 years old, I came to this class, and, we might be flying in the air by the time you get older. Because this is where technology is at now. But, having said that, so that's good. So, all right. So you on your way. I like that. You already know what it is. And your name is King. Right, so that's good. You was born with the name Mustafa?
Yes.
Okay. What's Mustafa mean?
Oh, Mustafa means chosen one.
Chosen.
Muhammad means trustworthy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, your name is Mustafa Muhammad. Okay. So, in this nation, right, we let's cut back to the bone now. So our Allah was in the mosque. The mosque being the nation of Islam. Yeah.
Oh, Temple number 7, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. He was in that, right. And he left, right, because again, in reading, well, what was to ultimately become 120, the lessons, we also found Muslim lessons, that's what they were called. I'll put that up there later. It explains who we are, right? It goes into the black man, being God unequivocally. Well, he went and said that. Although a good book to read is Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. That's another good book. But he's seen who was the original man. Who was the original man?
He was a black man making the arm become the planet Earth, also transition out of the universe.
Okay. You heard him? Was he correct? He was? Yeah. Okay. You want 1 to 10?
Huh?
You know that degree? Who was the original man?
I think the original man is Allah,
Okay.
the creator of the universe, the founder of the knowledge.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get that to you. Because that you're right. You kind of went a different direction, but different is good. Follow my handwriting. That's actually an O. We do that over. Original. Original means first, or first of its kind. It means unique, but it also means, it could mean different. So, although he gave me the exact definition of that degree, the answer, you gave me an answer too, because that's what Allah said. Allah said the original man is God. His proper name is Allah. You. When I see God, I see you. I know what I mean? I'm not going to assume nothing. But for some people saying that, it's like, what? Him? No. What do you mean God? Like, I know you don't mean, my favorite line is, that God. Right? But there is none that does that. Right? I'll get to that. But understanding who the original man is, we come back to that. Allah understood that, who he was. And then he starts to expound on that knowledge. What happens is, he tell him, yo, listen, man, that's nice, but we're not teaching that here. You know what I mean? So he left. Right? There were other dynamics to that story. But that was one of the ones that stand out. And he taught unequivocally. Unequivocally means I'm not going to say, oh, you God with the little G. No, you're the Lord thy God. And I'm telling you that in this class, King. You make it rain. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you this to you so you understand what I'm saying to you. I'm sure your father kind of guides you into that. But unequivocally, I'm going to get right to the chase. You make it rain. You make it snow. How do you do that? That's a good question. Knowledge again. See, when you know who you are, then you know everything around you. There are some layers of this current that's real cold and warm, and some very swift and changeable. It struck a cold current, and it snowed. Why does it rain? Because the earth travels, right? 1,037, 130 miles per hour on its way around the sun. Spinning that fast, water's not getting out of Earth's atmosphere with its high speed, rotating around the sun. So water has to come back down. There's nobody doing that but the science itself. And you understanding how to make that happen. There's nobody doing this. No, nobody's doing that. I mean, there are people who can entertain you into believing that. Mm-hmm. You got some people that expertly can entertain you. You know, you start doing that church thing and, you know, whatever. Not just church, any of these religions. The law said that we're not religious. We don't have a religion. It's not a religion. You know, I say that constantly because I'm going to keep it in the basics. So, somebody asks you, yeah, I'm a king, I'm the God. You're going to see the facial expression. What? Well, you got your old king, he'll help you. Because some people not going to understand, especially when we was coming up. Any 5% are coming up. First they argued, made facial expressions. But then when they heard him quote this 8th degree in the 1 to 40 about what makes it rain, because the other person stood there and said, Jesus made it happen. And if you look in Leviticus and waited until he finished, and then he went into like, you know, earth is probably going to one of the probably 3/4 of the surface. The sun and moon have attracting powers on our planet. And while he's speaking, people are able to identify there is a sun, there is a moon. I think we are moving. I don't know if it's that fast, but we are moving. Okay, if we moving that fast, yeah, water's not running. We kind of check out what he's talking about. Because I can't see what you're saying. Peace to you. You know, we're not here to disrespect people. But we here to tell the truth. Right? And I always have to demonstrate. So, you know, to keep moving, that's your knowledge, right? Yeah. Now you don't have it. Now it's gone. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're moving your head just like that, right? Because I took it from you violently. And then in place, I gave you a false knowledge. Because you didn't have it. Remember? If you don't have the knowledge or you don't know, we talked about earlier, then somebody has a plan for you. That's why your history is important. Everybody's history is important, but yours more so. Right. You're a gold mine, little brother. Make no mistake. Oh man, you got support here, your father, because you and the rest. I keep saying that you're a walking black master charge cards. Okay, that's a credit card, and the black card means I don't even know he didn't have that anymore. But that was one of the most sought after, pristine of cards, meaning that your mind, your this. Here. See, they want mine too. They think not too late. He got away. But him, because you're the next generation. Right, you're the next generation. So it is important that, because you have some people that are here to support you, and you have some people that are here not to support you. Right. They want to see you, they don't want to see you be a king. Actually want to see you be a court jester. You know what that is? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Like the king's like clown.
Yes! There you go. They want you to be that, exactly. They want you to be a clown. Clowns be having some nice suits though. They wear Pelly. They wear, Air Jordans. They wear 3-piece suits. They're not always like, juggling balls and, like the classic clowns. They dress like that too. And how you're able to identify a clown is one who, again, unequivocally means that I do everything in my power to make sure that I don't want what you have. Wow. You know what I mean? You got that. I want that. Come on. Even though we teach the black man is God, I'm open to anybody coming in this classroom. Christian, Muslim, white man, purple, whoever. Come on in. We teach all human families. Well, we're going to teach the truth here, right? But we understand our connection to all human families as well. So, but you got some people that would want, and by clowns also don't go to school. You ain't got to go to school. Our lessons are called.
Oh, 120?
Yeah, there you go, my man. You stop me. Okay, so in 120, that's this. Degrees, right? Although it does say lost and found. I have information here now. This is gonna be on YouTube. So I'm gonna have everybody named Mama running this one. Blasphemy! Oh, stop them all! They're gonna have, oh woo! They're gonna have, that's Arabic terminology that means that what I'm saying is against, but you know, it's not right in their book. You know, let's come with some lessons. No, now, when they say Muslim, they don't mean the Habibi store where you get your, you know, your vapes from. They meant that came from Yemen, right? They killed me with this one. And come here and sell me pork. Huh? Muslim. Blasphemy like that. The first thing they do, we don't eat that. Yeah, but they give it to me though. They come right here in any hood. Where you from?
Like from actually?
Yeah, we are
California.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, from actually yeah. Where you from? Here in New York.
Oh, Ocean Park.
Oh, Queens. Okay. Yeah, right in your hood. No disrespect to them. Peace to them. Come get your job on. We welcome them. But when they said Muslim, they meant those black men, women, and children that were taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1934 and onward. Whose knowledge I just took from you. Remember that little demonstration? Yeah. And they're restoring it with knowledge. And they utilize Islam as the vehicle to come to express it, but differently. It wasn't from a traditional standpoint. And Allah at one point was in the mosque. And I told you he leaves. He leaves, but then he teaches that the black man's God. And then he takes these lessons. And he called them 120. Now, so this is probably the abbreviation. This is Supreme Mathematics. That's one of the first things you'll get. Supreme Mathematics and alphabets. This is what kind of opens the door, you know, wrong word. This is what opens the door to the lessons and to life. Like when you ask, when you know Supreme Mathematics well, like you just did, then you understand the order of the day you're in. They got the 21st to me. They wisdom knowledge. What that mean? It means I always need to be wise. And if you see how wise I am, then you see how wise my knowledge is as well. And if you can see that, because see means to what? Yes, what does see mean?
Understanding.
Yes, it means to understand. The basic rudiments is manifested. Right. So when people say, oh, okay, bet. Because that's because the 21st is the 21st. You're telling me about a date that was created from a calendar that comes from the mind of a people whose intentions was, once again, yeah, and misconstrue it. Misconstrue means to mix it up. Right. But we understand it. Numbers have a relationship, obviously, to mathematics. Now, some people hear that, because when you hear mathematics, first thing you think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get it. And you're not entirely wrong, yes.
I was saying it's 10.
10, yes. Yo, yes. Mathematics goes from what? There, woo, the wise king. Yes, just like 1 to 9. Knowledge, this is born. Let's spell it out. first, from your beginning to your end. Born means to be complete. And that's the process in life. That's what mathematics, yes, go,
What
please.
about 0?
Okay, got you. No, we want to 9, but what happens? What happens here with this? Now let's go from 1 to 9. People putting 10 there. No, but this is what happens though. This is why I said about numerology and its relationship to mathematics. You started here, right? Supreme mathematics. 1 is knowledge, 2 is wisdom, 3 is understanding. Then you completed that with the alphabets. A is a law. Did the whole 26, zigzag, zig, right? Then you completed. You came all the way here. Put all this on brain. That's a lot of information to put on brain too. Make no mistake. You put that on brain, yeah, I'm clapping for you too. Yeah, put that, anyone who put that on brain. Because even in this day and time, with the technology you have, putting 120 on brain is it's not always going to be an easy feat. It just looks easy. I mean, just put it on brain. It's the eternalizing part. I'll get to that in a minute. Then you you completed this, which is solar facts, which is Pluto's 3,680,000,000 miles away from the sun. Yes.
Me and my dad were reading those.
Okay.
Those are my favorite things.
Okay, the
About-
planets. Okay, I got you. That's beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You better understand the planets because you God of the universe. You better understand the universe. Mercury, Mars, Venus.
Neptune.
What else?
Um,
You want to go there?
Mars. No. I think Mercury is closest to the sun.
Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, you want
Neptune
to?
is farthest from the sun. Or
Yeah, it is.
if we're counting Pluto as a planet, then Pluto.
Oh no, we're not. Every counting Pluto. Yeah, you counting Pluto. Don't you get caught up in that?
Okay.
Pluto's a planet.
Okay. So
And the reason why they're saying it is because it's so further away from the sun, it's the coldest. So they call it, it's a body of ice. It can't possibly be a planet. You know what I mean? It's a planet, it's 9 planets. Oh, it was 9 when I was in school. It was 9 when you was in school. It was 9 when you was in school. You and I both, we walked around with dinosaurs roaming the land. And then Nth Mega, right, then your father, everybody. Now, later on, when you go to school.
They changed the definition
Yeah.
of what a planet is, so that's why they said it's not a planet. But you want to.
Yeah, thank you. That's right.
Yeah.
Each one teach one here. That's right. So now, that means you completed. Born means to be what?
born to be.
Complete. Complete. Born means to be complete. What born mean?
To be complete.
There you go. So when you complete, that means I now have enough knowledge. Knowledge, right? Knowledge is what? 1?
Yes.
Yeah, you go. Right. So knowledge is 1. And then, okay, a cipher, which is 0. Right? You'll learn a CIPHER is a 0. And that's a circle that possesses 360 degrees of knowledge. It can pertain to a person, a place, or a thing. So here you finished this. So now you have enough information like you're doing now. And if I can listen to you, right? Yeah, you know, the young king, like earlier I was saying, someone sees you. The young king, he explained to me what today's mathematics is. And I understand its difference from the day's date. And because he made manifest peace. You can sit up here, Peace. I can rest my coffee if you don't mind. Okay, yeah. You consult. Yeah, you can consult him. That's the consultation. Yeah. Hold on, one second. Talk to my secretary. Yeah. So, what do you think that we should? Yeah. That's right. And that helps you be complete. Always know you. I'm always going to need some help. I'm going to need help from him. That's what's going to make that complete. Now, listen to me. You said what happened to 10, right? your knowledge, which is one, as a cipher. Because, meaning that you gave me something new,
That's true.
right? Now he's talking on the phone. Yeah, you gave me something. Your knowledge produced a vision. I'm able to see from what you said. So it completed that cipher. But it couldn't do that if I didn't take it through its stages. And that's life. I get up in the morning. What's my routine? I get up, put my feet on the floor, take a shower, brush my teeth, wash up, eat my breakfast, may quote my lessons. Ain't no may, I'm gonna quote them, right? So I get ready for the order of the day that I'm in, right? And I'm going through these stages. And then once I put my coat on and go out, I'm good. I completed that cipher. But then I bump into Rise King. Hey, oh Pete, what's your name, Rise King? And then y'all chopping it up. Yes.
What my morning routine is like I wake up and then half the time I recite my Supreme Mathematics so I don't forget them.
You half the time? So what you doing the other half? I'm doing playing video games.
No, going to sleep.
Okay, right. But let me say something to you about that too. So while you're up, correct me if I'm wrong, you're telling me, what you mean while I'm up, I'm quoting my lessons. And then when I'm asleep, I'm resting. Or I'm resting. And then even then, you're building. Yeah. Life don't stop because you close your eyes. You're just resting the body. The brain's still working. You're still inhaling, exhaling. Then you're not doing this, but this, the blood's still circulating in your body. Respiratory system's still working. Your brain is still going there. In fact, you're dreaming of what took place. Or something that someone said subconsciously while you're resting. Yeah, so the performance of life always goes on. Even when you no longer do those things. They call it death. But I'm gonna get too out there.
Reborn.
Huh?
I said reborn. I call death trying to be reborn.
Okay, look at you. Look at you. You want to get up and want me to sit there? You want me to sit there? You can sit up there. You're right, you're correct. You're correct. Because life and death holds no partnership. Life continues. You know what death is? It's death. Once again, let me show you. What's this again? What was this?
That's your knowledge.
Right. That's your knowledge. And I took it.
When you died,
No.
is
You were dead walking. Here, listen to this one. So, again, the court gestures. The people in your court, these are people who lack knowledge. Walking around, hey, king. Right. Walking around, yes. Acting a fool because I lack knowledge. So I was told, be a clown. With a pelly suit and Timbs and whatever. Or three-piece suit. I don't want to be stereotypical here. You know what I mean? You know. Right? But when you have knowledge, you can have those things too. But I know who I am. I walk right. I know how to make things complete. I'm doing, most adults should be doing what you're doing now. Speaking in the manner and having at least the rudiments, the basics of this knowledge. Or knowledge of their history. Some don't. Our lessons go into that. 85% of our population are black people, men, women, and children, unfortunately in the court of this wicked king. Yeah, dancing around, yes, with that face. Yeah. So, and that's why I keep telling you, you keep doing what you're doing. Right. Because I say this in my class, and I will always be repetitive with this. There are deliberate obstacles. You know what an obstacle is?
A block in your path of life.
Oh! Huh. Hold on. I'm recovering from the blows that hit me with. Yes! Yes. You want to sit in that computer room. We're honored with your presence here. Yes. All the above, yes, all those definitions are deliberate obstacles. And they were deliberate obstacles. Don't make no mistake. unseen by most. How can I get in his way? Then he got his father there. Damn. So he's going to help him. He's going to block that, get that right. He's going to stop that obstacle. Because he has an experienced eye. You don't. That's what I'm counting on. Oh, where you going, King? Oh, I'm going to law school. For what? But that's going on the corner? Yeah. Oh, you want to learn something?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I can take you somewhere where you can learn something. It won't be that though.
Now I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's my man. That's knowledge. You know what that's called? That's called being firm. You're saying doing some things some older guards or older people. I say older people. Let me say that. Should be doing. Yes. And they're not counting on that though. You being firm. See, then he gonna move. Next person, hey Mustafa, how you doing? Yeah, okay, yeah, man. Yeah, where you going?
Going to law school, Methodist.
Okay. See, now with him, different approach. A little bit more mature. I mean, flash a little something on him. Like, yeah, there are all kinds of obstacles, right? A deliberate path in your way. Right. Distractions. You know what I mean? One of the major distractions I always say, and raise my hand to, is the phone, technology. Oh, man. Woo. You take somebody's phone right now, you took their work. In fact, if I lost my phone, me too. We raise my hand. Let me not point to nobody. In fact, I misplaced my phone in the house, had it on silent. You should have seen me. I ain't gonna point nobody out. Look at it. You thought I was a court gesture. Where my phone at? Yeah, right. And the reason why, because you can summon the world with your phone. There's a million things you can do with a phone. In fact, if you're in Lithuania, which is somewhere in Europe, another name for it, I believe, I can actually talk to you through this phone on Ozone Park. Yo, all right.
FaceTime.
Yeah, there you go. WhatsApp, app, all that. And yo, don't y'all make a cheesecake there? Yeah. Can you send me one? Where do you live? XYZ. Be there tomorrow. Wow. This is where we are now. So to lose that, we don't even use the brain no more. Right. See, let me raise my hand again. I can't recall a time. Wow. Some of my children's number I need to remember. I'm glad I'm saying this. So I need to go back to that. Remembering. You got a fresh mind. And your lessons will teach you. 120 does a lot of things. It's going to teach you what to study. There's a lot you're going to have to study. It's going to teach you to memorize. And hold your book for a minute. Here you go. You're going to need to study. You're going to need to put this on brain. So, which means I have to now be focused. And this is the thing you're going to do in your life. Not just with 120. Right, but this thing you're going to perform in your life. Yes, go.
Is it okay if I go grab my notebook?
Sure you can. Okay, go ahead, do what you got to do.
Oh, that's my notebook? Oh.
Here you go. There you go. Do what you got to do. There you go. All right. Studious young man. Oh, yes, man. Oh, got me over here crying over here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we need some fresh minds right there. You know, so going back to that. Yeah, I'm gonna do something else. I'm glad you came. I'm gonna deal with another topic, but that's okay. We good. We stay right where we are. So, technology. That's important, and it's important. He's a big man, you know. He need room, you know what I mean. Another dinosaur over here, yeah. That's a distraction. That's our reason. That is a good thing. We need that. We need the phone and what it does, but it can distract you. And my thing is the devil's in details. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's in details too. You know what I mean? And by devil, I mean, you know, like, let me, you know, I want the iPhone 16. There ain't no wrong with getting all these things or whatever, you know, but you have to understand its use. You know what I mean? A lot of people have come to this class too, unfortunately, with that. Yo, because this is what you can do now with the phone, right? You can go on YouTube. Oh, I see Master Shamal and Devon, they were teaching about the 5%. I want that. Oh, wait. So here's what I do. Let me switch on the phone, Google 5%, 120. Let me see. Oh, look at the whole set. Print. Let me study. Let me do what you're doing. Then he comes to class. My name is Scientific. Yeah, I have to have no peace to him. That's my man. You know, he back on. But he kept. I asked him the same thing. He wasn't even as firm as you were. Because when I asked him how is he scientific, he couldn't explain. And a good name is better than gold, especially with the 5%. There's two things you better know here. You better retain these lessons. And if I ask you your name, I wouldn't care who you walk with or who you didn't walk with. What's your name? My name is so-and-so. Okay, Ben, okay, peace to you, man. What's that mean? Right. I don't want to go there, but you know, that's you. You explain what your name meant. We'll come back to that too in a minute. But those are two things that you need to, you know, you need to know. But there are steps you need to take. You know, like, okay, what's one of the steps? Okay, first I need a willingness to want the knowledge. What's another one? Why I would have needed to fast, right? No, it doesn't mean you just be genuflected. You know, it's a ritual. It's a process you will go through later on in life. Yes.
A fast, I think, is where you stop eating or drinking to strengthen your mental state.
Mm-hmm. Okay, young guy. Okay, all right. Okay. Absolutely. That's the purpose of the fast. You just take my class over. That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. That's right. Absolutely. When someone gives you some lessons, one of the first before you do that, I want you to fast because two things gonna happen. The body gonna go through what it's gonna go through. I need to eat. Not today, you're not. Depending on the person's dietary and, you know, because again, people have different health related issues. But you're fast, but depending what fasting. Okay, let me just say that. I don't want to get away from that. Right. So you're not eating solid foods. Why? Because you want to start the process of cleansing the body and then opening the mind to be receptive to what you're doing. Later on, your fast will, of course, I'm sure will be longer if you want it to be, depending on you. You know what I mean? Because if there's health issues and relationship to that, of course, you know what I mean. Depending on what I'm eating or what I'm not eating. You know, but that's important. Then when I'm finished the fast, whoever I'm talking to, your father, I'm talking to someone who's educating me or enlightening me, okay, let me get a name. A good name, again, is better than gold. What is your name in relationship to the name he gave us? Our family name is Allah. For the men. We see the family in that. Allahi. Right? But which means, again, I see the equality in that you should have went through the same thing he went through, and vice versa. Maybe taught differently, I'm sure, absolutely. You know what I mean? But as long as you're not changing the ideas. Of course, your father made, you know, because this, in addition to this, I need you to do that. You know, so you're not everybody, you know, Master Shamal may have taught you. So, like, well, this is what I want you to do. So you understand that particular pattern. But the ideas are the same. It's just that the application is different. Right. But listen, but for sure, the application needs to be applied. Some people don't apply that. Like instant oatmeal. Okay, I get a whole set of 120 today. No, we don't do that. Same rule applied in many moons ago. The same rule applies today. You have to just walk through it. See, like I could tell you was studying or you was listening because the way you giving it up. You gave me my class today. That's right. So, and that comes from today's mathematics. Today's mathematics, what again?
Wisdom knowledge.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Right. That's right. And I need to see how wise your knowledge is, because it travels in wisdom. Right. It travels. I'm seeing it. Wisdom is two. Two in the sense that right after the knowledge, this is how I'm applying it. Okay. Later on, you're gonna learn. Yes, that too. But I learned also in the 1 to 40. That's enough, so that you'll get down the road. What is the meaning of civilization? That's the 17th degree. 17 is what?
17.
Is in what in the mathematics?
It's knowledge God.
There you go. Knowledge God.
Being born
Now-
to building the store.
Okay. It's what?
Knowledge and God
God.
being born to
Build a shore.
build
All right.
shore.
Okay. Excellent. Right. So it's important that I acknowledge the God too. We all did. The woman's acknowledging God on another level. She's acknowledging Islam also, but from a different perspective. But I acknowledge my brother too. I had to acknowledge him in order to know the meaning of civilization. Right? But when I do, right? Because that's important. You know what I mean? You'll learn, again, mathematics is the keys to unlock the doors to these lessons. And that's what he gave us. And that's what changed it from that to this. Although it was in that community, history, remember? So that's more in there for historical purposes. That's my take on that. Lost and found Muslim lesson. Peace to Elijah Muhammad. Peace to what they, but Almighty God taught us, man, knowledge is one, wisdom is two. And I'm shaping and molding this knowledge for us in that purpose. So of course, yes, I'm changing that dynamic. Because you don't need to prostrate, or genuflect to manifest your reality. Unequivocally, when I look at you, I'm looking at God. There's no more to that story. Your being is a testament to that, and that's why people. He's a triple threat, but you are a monster threat. Let's stop the monster. Monster only means that you eventually will have great strength. Let me not use the word. Yes, your hand.
We're gods because Allah created us in His image, right?
Okay. Okay. Listen to this one. That's taken. Let me help you out historically. That's taken from the Bible. Let me help you out. So, yes, because He did. He shaped, molded, He created. So I'm giving you the correct image, right? So yes, you were correct, but I need to. What's important here also, when we use words, wisdom means to speak wisely. So when people hear that, ain't that a Bible quote? Because it says that chapter 1, verse 26, and God said, "Let us make man in the likeness of His image, and give him the power to rule every fish in the sea, every fowl of the air, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the planet earth." Then He made female then. That's the Bible. Right? All right. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, okay. Because that process happens. Listen, He did. Your father. No, you gave him. How did He do that? Well, him and his mother copulated. You're produced. But listen to this one. It goes even further. Then, it doesn't stop there because you're in the world. Then I'm educating you and rearing you. You know what education means?
To the accumulation of facts.
Okay, that's knowledge, actually.
Oh.
Yes, but yes. They're close to bring. Well, I'm giving you this root word. Yes. We're not gonna play games. You're correct. To bring out. That's what education means. To bring out for you. You know what I mean? Yes. I've got divine education in the back. Yeah, divine education. His name is. That's his name. Yeah. That's his name. Education. So he's the firstification of education. So yeah, it means to bring out. But He also taught you. So not only do I may look like my father, or mother were the images of my parents. But you had the honor to have, here, wow, something I didn't have. My mother and father, peace to them, they were honorable, but they weren't righteous. Right. So you born through the seed of life being righteous, which is a determined idea I'm going to teach him. Because he got his name first. Then he said, yo, hold up, man, I'm going to make sure, even if you don't want it, I'm going to put you on this path. You're going to know your origin in this world at least. You know what I mean? So, yes, your hand up? Oh, okay, all right. So, image, yes. So, yeah, Allah, he did shape it, but he gave us the knowledge, and the knowledge shapes us to be the true and living gods and earths and queens, right? So, yeah, so you're correct in that. But again, when we speak also, because wisdom means to speak wisely, we want to make sure that we're not, people understand this fully. The day is mathematics, correct, King? The day is mathematics, correct? Because wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge is the born to understand it.
Yes, and I need to understand that. Right. So when I do, then that cycle is complete. Then I understand what you're saying. Because somebody may say, damn, you Christian? Right. Now, I mean, I take from, I borrow. Yeah, that's right. I like words anyway. I like the way, what you said was right. But let me qualify what I mean also. You know what I mean? So this way you don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Right? Because I ain't trying to bring to the church. I'm just, so, okay, all right. So these are steps. But mathematics also teaches you, again, the one deny, the process of life. That you go to school, one of the first things you do, there's certain things you have to do from the beginning to the end. When you're home, there's something you have to do from its beginning to its end. When I walk up the block, there's something I got to do from its beginning to its end. That's knowledge and born. At its best. That's mathematics at its best. You already got what today mathematics is. Right? So, again, the person name who started this nation, again, King? I'm sorry, what's his name? That started the father. So what's his name?
Allah.
Allah, okay, thank you. What year? Do you know the year this nation started?
October 10, 1964.
What do you do? You can date, month, date and all that. 1964, yes, still correct. 1964, okay. And we went to different places, and I thank everybody for that too. There was a point I was talking about the phones also. Do you remember? I was talking about the telephones earlier. Remember? What was I talking about? Did anybody remember?
Technology.
Yeah, technology. Yes, technology.
We were talking about how technology is like pretty much like taking our knowledge away and not making it so we have to use our brains, but so we use our technology.
I'm done. All right, class over. No. Yes. Although we need, all the above. All the above. Thank you. Excellent. Damn, you attentive. Okay, yes. And it's important that we, that's understood. That's where we are now. During this period, nothing
was there. Nothing.
Yeah, well, other than dinosaurs, yeah, you're right, nothing was there. Let me tell you what was there, though. Right, okay, you point to your brain, but what's that? Go ahead.
I'm pointing to my brain because the only thing that was there was using your knowledge to show your wisdom through understanding.
Okay, so I definitely need to sit down now and let you take over. Yeah, yes, that was the rule of thumb, always. Always, yes, excellent. Couldn't have said that no better. Right, so that we jumpstart over a few things. That's always the case, right. And a lot of times, if you don't use technology correctly and don't use those principles, you get lost in translation. You get like the court gesture, but like a lot of times, certain movies or certain there displays that. Although it's fiction, but there's a lot of relationship to it. You get so caught up in TV, you just get caught up and you lose focus of what's going on around you. Right? Instead of utilizing it, because that's where we are now. Yes.
For like how movies and art, how fiction connects with the real thing is because, or I think because how the movie doesn't just start out of a thing. It has to get, it has to start out of an accumulation of facts. It doesn't just appear through.
Like a beginning, middle, and end?
Hmm?
You mean like a beginning, middle, and end?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
So
what you
like,
mean.
it doesn't start without an accumulation of facts because you can't. They're not just making stuff up. Like as you see, there's the USA or they're in the USA. So that's a fact or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're in New York. That's in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
They're still getting stuff from the real thing, even though it's fiction. It's
based off of reality.
yes.
Yeah. Great. Great. Wow. Thank you. So we meet again. Right? Okay, yeah. And and a lot of times I'll show you reality through a movie. Right? Knowing that you won't get it. It was already foreseen when it was coming up that this would be. I too said, nah, I mean, you know when we first learned about, listen to this one. You know when we first learned about the iPhone? Guess when I first learned about the iPhone?
I'm gonna say iPhone came, or when you first learned about it.
Yeah, see?
Peace.
My name is?
My name is Deshaun.
Peace, Deshaun.
They call me Day. Nice to meet you.
Peace.
How y'all doing? Peace.
Okay.
I think you probably learned about it 1990, late 1990, early 2000.
No. You know when we learned about it? Through a cartoon called Dick Tracy. That's right.
First cartoon with the watch.
Yes, there you go, God. Listen.
Right.
Look. So look. Dick Tracy's a cartoon detective. Dick Tracy was a detective. The man's name was Sam. But anyway, Dick Tracy had this watch. All right, calling all calls. You got smartphones, right? This was back then, but we looked at that. We were children like you. That's fantastic.
This is like in the 70s.
Yeah. Yes. 60s,
I make a
70s.
lot of comments.
Yeah. Okay. It's getting kind of cloudy. It's beautiful. Can someone give him a chair? And yo, I'm gonna put you. Can you please sit right here?
Yeah.
Like in the middle. So here. Let me get you. Your name is Wiseborn.
Yes.
Okay. Wiseborn. He sit right here, Wiseborn, because we taping. You go. Beautiful. Where you from?
Venezuela.
Okay. What brings you? Are you from Venezuela? You live there, or you're here? But you're from Venezuela.
I was born there, but I moved here when I was 7 years old.
Okay, so you've been here since you were 7.
Since I was 7.
Okay, where are you from in New York?
I'm from Victoria Law,
Oh, you from Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay, Pete, are you coming from Victory Law here to the
yeah.
class?
Yeah, with some of the brothers.
Okay, did you math out? Yeah, okay, Pete. Okay, got you. Pleasure, all three of you, pleasure. Yeah, so, yeah, go, you were speaking, young girl?
I was saying.
Well, we was talking about Dick Tracy. You was kind of you was kind of like lost. With
Do you
that
know
one.
about? Have you heard of Dick Tracy?
No, but it sounds like it was a TV or cartoon or whatever that introduced iPhone or smartwatches or whatever from like.
Yes, yes. Go, keep going.
Okay.
Rock on me.
From like the cartoon, so it was actually created for the cartoon, and from the cartoon, the reality made it like.
Yeah, okay.
made it from the cartoon.
Well, take it from your words. I'm gonna take it from your words now. So they see. Oh wait.
What they observe, learn.
Okay.
You said
Okay.
observe, learn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Please complete that. Please thought.
They observe,
Learn.
learn, and what's the last one? Dang it. I forgot
Study?
the last study. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is prerequisite for knowledge. Listen to this. Listen to this here. If you don't know nothing else in this class, that's not knowledge. But you need to do that in order to acquire it. You need to look. You need to listen, and you need to study. You need to respect it and learn it. Right, yes. And they, yeah, and see, again, mathematics constantly being utilized. Because that's what prerequisite. They even utilized it. Wait a minute, hold up. There's a little something going on with this. When we was coming up, the computer was about as big as this, almost this room. It went from maybe your father's chair to her. How we first introduced to that, I believe one of them was, what was the name of that movie? It was a movie, anyway, right? How was the,
2001 Space Odyssey.
yeah, 2001, yeah. Yeah, right, that one. Right, so now listen, but these were the brainchilds, like you did, we're going to start out with that. Here we are, fast forward. Look where we are. Right? You can talk to a watch now. Like you don't even laugh at that no more. In fact, I and I don't know, I might be the only one. We come from these days. You know what I'm doing?
The projector. Like,
No, close, but no, that's the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, messed your brain
phone.
up, did you? Yeah. Let me call Master I in Washington. 915.
Oh, you're turning the dial. You're turning the
Yes,
dial.
yes, right. That's what you had to do. Yeah. So did. Remote. What's that? How do you spell that? Back then, there's no such thing. Right? We had to. I want to watch Channel 7. Don't let that TV be all the way over there. Damn. Yeah, I was the remote, actually. yeah. You know. So, but we fast forward, and then again, these monitoring conveniences, going back to your world, are all a must, but they can be a distraction. So knowledge, definitely. I wouldn't care how sharp you are as an IBM and like Steve Jobs, I too. Yeah, but you better have, like you said, I better have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to that. So peace to those who just came. Again, peace to the family. No, that's okay. That's okay. It's a righteous interruption. Right. So thank you again. Yeah, thank you again, Infinite. Just kind of bring up to speed. We were kind of like, well, we were dealing with technology, but its origin. But we were also dealing with the basic, the rudiments of the mathematics, the history of who we are. Just kind of bringing people up to speed regarding that. Okay, so King, who was the founder? Okay. What year did this nation start? Okay, good. 1964. Yes. You have the handle?
Yeah. Is it Clinton in 13?
No, absolutely not.
I just wanted to
Law's his name. Law, that's his honorable name. But when he came to us, when he came to us, he introduced himself as Allah.
Right.
We're adamant about that
Right.
because it's in that knowledge that he introduces us to our righteous names through this knowledge and wisdom.
True.
Right. So I get, and 13X, that was when he was in the temple.
Yeah, I only
he
asked
left.
because I used to study Gods and Nations of Earth when I was 16, like I was in high school, so I never forgot a lot of stuff, but I just always try to get the pure truth and understanding.
Okay, well you here.
Right.
Well you here.
Right.
And also, no disrespect to dispel some things.
Understand.
Right, got you, right. So, we were dealing with the foundation, but we dealt with many things thanks to young guard here, King, who was leading us in this journey, right? Peace to him, to you. And what's the young queen's name?
Maya.
Maya. Peace, Maya. Welcome. That's right. That's right. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for bringing the family to honor. Also, let me also add, tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have our parliament. You know, if you can make it, please do. Our parliament is on 134th Street between Adam Clayton Powell and Frederick Douglass, right? At 2 p.m. PS 92, right? 222 West 134th Street. Mary McLeod Methune is the school. And we're there from 2 to, we have a toy giveaway, we have a toy thing too. Kind of give you kind of brief history of that. We're a culture, so we're not a religion, so we're not into holidays, but what we are into is not depriving the children, you know what I mean, of, you know, their right to have their day in joy.
Right.
They ain't talking Santa, Christmas tree, okay, that's what you want to do, that's what you know. But
Right.
we teach the culture. But we understand we connected to all human families. And that would be definitely unfair. You know what I mean? That, you know, you like, okay, oh God, where's my present? You know what I mean? Now listen, so since we're giving them toys in the present, we want to also give them what, King?
Knowledge.
Ooh! Ooh, King knocking us out today. King knocking us out. Thank you for leading me today, man. King actually led this class, man. Thank you, man. Yes. So along with your present, we want to give you that too. And a lot of times, the knowledge is not always sometimes verbatim. Verbatim means, you know, I'm
Word
just,
for word.
yes, I'm
Right.
talking to you, right? You know what I mean? It might be the way I just came in, they providing some food here today, okay? And we did, you're welcome. You know what I mean? I sat in the classroom, I listened, I like the way they was walking, I like to close it, all that's called culture. So we provide that to you. You know, and that's important. And it's through that you see knowledge as well. Of course you're going to hear and audibly what someone's saying, you know what I mean? But it's important that we also, important that you see that. So we invite you, you know, tomorrow at 2 p.m. It's going to be cold, so dress warm. We're talking 27 degrees. So, yeah.
It's got a dress, but that's not cold to me.
Yeah. Until they talk about 27 with wind chill factor 50. Then you like, that's 1 degree. Yeah, you talking a different tune then. I don't know what we call them. Is it your Zoom? No, stop. Yeah, but stop. No, so but we're there in the cold, in the snow. And going back to my point, why? Oh, I'm glad you used that word Zoom. Why? Because knowledge needs to be presented. So before the family came in, beautiful, thank you, we were talking about technology and its purpose, right? And then I'll just go on to, so when COVID hit us, right, like the world, right, we had lost Harriet Tubman and many schools because nobody was opening their schools. That's where we hold our parliaments. We went around New York, so we like, well, how do we hold? Because how we hold a parliament is just like this. We need people to come. But how do you do that when we're being told that there's no gathering of people? That's forbidden. So someone came up with a rocket idea. We Zoom the parliament, right? Who doesn't have a phone or computer in this day and time, right? Remember I was telling you about when I was coming up, no such thing. You know?
Black and white TVs.
Yeah. Right. You know, right. And you were really poor, we couldn't have a TV then, right? But here we are, right? So so we were able to get together and see each other through that. Although I'm old school, I like nothing like this. I like to, even though we simultaneously, while we're doing this live, I have my the phone, Facebook, if you're friending me, and then you have YouTube, you have Infomega doing his YouTube. So people are able to capture what's going on here. So this is where we are now. Technology is important. It's important that you learn how to navigate through it too. Lot I still need to learn. Didn't know how to type at first. I don't even know they even use that word. If that word is even okay, yes, that word is still good? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to sound like, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Where's I at? That's my favorite line. What was I just saying?
You're just talking about how we have to continue. You know, how you had to adjust to like technology and everything.
Okay, right. I do that. I've seen your moments. Yes, I do. Yeah. But I also paying attention is what was prerequisite. One of the definitions of acquiring the knowledge is us looking, listening, and observing. That's how we go get it. You go get anything in that matter, something that you like to do. I'm there. How do you do this? And then, it's your willingness to want it. And that's how those other things will come into play. But again, yes, technology is important because we're in the 21st century. Again, I was just kind of going into that prior to the family coming in. But now in those days where, you scream to holler down the block. In fact, I could FaceTime you. Where you at? So I don't know where. Oh, you sit here? And I could, no, around the corner. I could, just where we are. But we also know, again, that knowledge is introduced to you also through that. But just like I was telling the young king there, and all of you, Maya, Jamel, right? All of you are here. Rasan, Rise King, yourself, whoever's young, let me try to grab their brains. Let me try to distract you from, if I can get you off your course. Right. If I can get you, I can distract. Yes. Paranoia. That's real. Anything. So even in that, because again, I'm baffled with technology, and again, I always bring this analogy up. Wrong. Example, not analogy. I'm baffled at how a 4, 5-year-old child or younger in a stroller can navigate through a phone and an iPad. Like, the child's crying. The first time I kind of caught that, the child was crying. Mother said, "Here, bow. Just give me see the book for a minute." Just gave the child the book, because the baby in the stroller, because I'm looking at, why would you give her that? You serious? Child like, what? Click, move, back. I'm moving the hand like, baby shark, dee 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 dee. I said, what? I can't even get to the next page on my phone or whatever. This child is like through an iPad. Look, power, on, wait, turn, move this up, whack, boom, back, oh, drop. This is where I want to be. Wow. And this way, and which also shows you the development of children, where they are now. You know what I mean? We weren't there. Why? The technology wasn't there. So our system of learning was different. But you find, and again, like I said, anyone in here, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm saying something wrong to anyone, because I'm making this statement, anyone in here lets you lose your phone, your whole facial expression changes.
Yeah.
What? I wouldn't care. It could be a Verizon $9.50 phone. Right? Lose that. Right? Because you could do, on that, just that alone, you can, I can get Wi-Fi. And if I can get Wi-Fi, I'm good. I can get Wi-Fi, bet. Right? So, so an adult, an iPhone 16, I'm gonna need to tell him to calm down a little bit too. And then I got it. You got it? Yeah, just tell him, man, yeah. I don't care, just kind of, I know. National in the year. Back in the day when I was coming up, yeah, I'm trying to get that, yeah, so my statement was, let you lose your phone.
That's a person's whole life.
Basically.
Right.
Basically.
And their memory. Like, a lot of people don't write stuff down.
Right, no, we saying that earlier, yes,
right.
Yes, Deshaun.
Right.
Yes, right. And it's take that too, and that's important. Now I remember how to turn that phone on. I bet you I know how to do that. I know how to get in that computer, so any one of us.
Right.
Right? But we're not, I'm not them days where it was important, like, what's your number? And I had pad paper, and then I memorized it. Your brain, in fact, at one point, your brain had volumes of information.
Your brain is the computer.
Yes. In fact, okay, what was our, what was it? Our iPad, you know what our iPad was? I think I'm using the wrong analogy. Was a big telephone book.
Yup, yellow, 9
Yellow pages.
Yup.
Yeah.
Belly gland.
Okay, you looking for Mustafa Muhammad. And there's a million Mustafa Muhammad. Okay, where?
Word.
Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Bedford and Nostrand. Okay, now we narrowed it down. Oh, 718-526. Now here you go. Yo, Mustafa? Yeah, what's going on? Right.
It was a legit book.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. What?
Here we go. That's right. And you start off with the right word. What? Go ahead.
How would you have to like get a new a telephone book every day, because if you didn't have every single number?
Yeah, and most businesses, if the book was this big,
Right.
everybody got them.
Came out every month.
Along with your TV guide.
Some numbers were unlisted.
Unlisted. Right. Forgot about those. The white, people white, right?
You got the white pages and
yellow pages.
the yellow pages was the businesses. The white pages was the personal.
The personal, yeah.
Because you had non-nets, you had Bell Atlantic, you had non-nets, you had Bell Atlantic. And every day, like where I used to live in Davidson, in the Bronx, right? There used to be stacks of non-nets books, telephone books. Like, I'll give you another example. A lot, like for me, I'm using myself, right? I know how to spell, I know how to write, I know how to read, but I get confused when I'm trying to type a text because it gives me the definition of the word. I don't like that because that makes you lazy. And my point where I'm going with this is, I love technology, I love computers, but they have their disadvantages and their advantages. They make people lazy, they make you not want to read. So what I do, when I get a phone, I get a pad, I just write everything on.
Okay.
I know if I lose it, I got it right back.
Well, their tools,
Right.
yes, beautiful. So what I did, yes, excellent.
Right.
Excellent example, Dave. So their tools you still use in spite of our advanced stages of technology. Right? You still use that. Why? Because, like we just learned, if you were 5% in here, your brain is a must. Yes.
I just want to build on a point with
Yes.
technology and kids. I feel like there has to be some type of discipline while using technology, because there's kids out here that know how to use the iPad but still can't read.
Whoa.
Like,
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Whoa.
yes,
can't do math.
yes.
So I feel like there's,
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
that's
where
what
there's
you-
screen time, and then you have to be able to be involved in what your children are partaking in when they are dealing with
Interesting
technology.
point.
That's another
Because there's a lot of idiocracy on the internet, and then there's a lot of lies and
right,
foolishness. So you gotta be able to have somebody that has the discernment to be able to tell you what's wrong and right, or guide the children in the right, maybe to use the proper apps and stay away from certain
Got you.
videos on YouTube and such. Because
Wow.
you could watch a Baby Shark video and it turns into something completely else.
Yes, you can.
If you're
you
not
can.
paying attention to it.
Yeah,
So it's
because the
like-
devil again is in the details.
Yeah, there's a lot
Right.
of kids out here who
Yes,
can't read
yes.
but can use the computers and things to me.
Great. Come back to that. Yes, please.
And to add on to her,
Add on to her. Go ahead, God.
Like she said that they can't read, but some don't even know how to spell, but can type can type because you can know the first letter of a word and it'll come out on the
Whoa!
first
Look at
page.
y'all. Yes. We got look. Here you go.
I'm an adult.
Here you go right here. I'm an adult.
Low key depending on something.
I know this woman. Yes, and then you can ask me spell Connecticut.
What's crazy is you have apps for that too. You got like Grammarly.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Give you the
Or
answer
just
to
chat
words.
GPT.
Okay. Look at y'all. Y'all teaching me now. Okay. Look at y'all.
It got to a point where they have like this AI thing. People are using it to write like their essays for school.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like Goth AI.
Yeah, that, and they have this thing. It's called a humanizer. It makes it look like a human wrote it, so it can't be detected by AI detectors.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, y'all gotta start writing some of this stuff down. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please.
But to add on to that, which to her point, I worked in a school briefly. We taught, and a principal came in and stopped me from teaching penmanship. He said, we don't do that anymore because the kids, aside from not reading, which is important, writing, if you can't write, you can't read. And these children, I wasn't even allowed to teach them penmanship.
Wow.
And you know, we had a specific class growing up. You had to do penmanship. You had to practice in
That's
person.
Say that 'cause,
I learned penmanship.
when I was living in New York as a kid, I never learned script. And my mom moved me to Jersey, and I didn't know how to write script. They held me back the entire grade because I didn't know how to write
Yeah,
script.
So they
Yeah,
put it in
crazy.
place so you
I know
don't teach your
script.
kids that. And they're like, you need to give them the iPad. That's the new wave. That's the new.
Right, and then what happens is, okay, like we go to Dave's point. So there are, fortunately they're utilizing systems that still work. For lack of a better term, manually, right? That your system you can use. Okay, let me remember. Let me write some stuff down. Then it's important also, right? Listen to this. See, y'all taught me. Thank you for that. I'm gonna write some stuff down. You just said you and the young guy. I got your hand. Give me 1 second, young king. But see again, I'm not trying to cause paranoia. It's important. This is where we are. My older brothers, the older guards, when we were coming up, don't take a picture of me. I'm no internet. Don't la la la. Say stop it, man. They knew who you are when you was 5, so knock it off. But this is where we are in technology. But just like I was at you when you were doing penmanship, and I was at you before these things. Now that you have grown, you got to watch how look. The young guy was just telling me, correct me if I'm wrong, where you have mechanisms in place that create apps that can distract you and stop the AI.
It's an AI thing, so they have like something called ChatGPT. You could tell it to literally write me an essay about this, and that, and it'll write you an essay about it. And then it could tell you.
Oh, good way of cheating.
It's cheating.
It's cheating. A good way of cheating. Okay. Oh, I didn't catch that part. Thank you. So let me go. Huh?
Plagiarism. If you use it correctly,
If
if you use it correctly with the knowledge you already have, it enhances your capability in the speed at which you could get things done. So it's
It
not
could be
necessarily
cheating. It could be cheating.
Oh, you go right. You correct. Yes, God.
Like a calculator.
I got your hand, God. The king was next. Go.
To add more onto the AI point, I know like people in my grade who are using Goth AI to write race responses. Like you said, you could say, write me a 5-sentence race response about women's suffrages. I don't know. That's a book that I read in class.
Holding and all. Go get friends.
And it will write you a whole thing.
Yes.
And then you could use it. And then there's like a setting, I believe, that can make it look like not so advanced.
Technical or advanced.
Yeah, not so.
Dumb it down.
To dumb it down, so then they just copy it down on their race response paper, give it to the teacher, and the teacher won't know.
Right. So now on both businesses, the God, introduce yourself, God.
Peace. I'm General Bar Sheikh, J Bar, the teacher of law.
All right.
I'm also a teacher in the DOE. What the young brother said definitely made sense. However, they have software that can tell if it was AI generated. And
But you would need the software.
You would need the software.
You would need the software.
Most teachers have it though.
Yeah.
And you're right. You can have a professional tone of voice, a casual tone of voice. You can also upload several of your own documents. Teach AI to speak in your natural tone.
Right,
Thus,
right.
will be less able to be detectable. So you're 100% right in what you're saying as well.
Let me use an example too. Peace. I'm Master I.C. God. So I use AI for work. I teach AI. I basically work as an instructor right now, teaching cybersecurity classes. Okay. So I use AI. So I'll tell you.
When you finish, what cybersecurity is on that too?
Oh.
Yeah, when you finish.
Yeah. Just to mention what it is.
Yeah,
okay.
All
Right, peace. Most definitely.
Yeah, okay.
So as far as with AI, I know one time on my job, my manager has something to work on. He had to go to a big meeting. It was going to be a big meeting, something big in DC. But anyway, so he said to me, hey, I need you to write these talking points for this meeting I'm going to, right? And it had 10 questions on it. So I looked at the questions, and there was a few of them, I wasn't even sure what they were even asking. Mm-hmm. So I went into ChatGPT, and I asked it the question, okay. So basically, one of the questions was like, name a shared data, name an ontology, and how would you share data amongst multiple different entities and things like that, right? You see how you're shaking your head. What does this even mean? So I put it into the ChatGPT, and it basically came back and gave me an answer. But once it gave me the answer, I knew what the question was now. So I'm like, okay, now I understand.
So put it in layman's terms?
It put it in layman's terms, but it generated and stimulated my thought to where I knew in my mind, using my intelligence and not relying on the intelligence of just the AI, right. But it sparked my intelligence to say, I know what an ontology is. I know all ontologies we use, so I was able to speak now back in my language, using my intelligence to answer the question. I went back to my manager and I gave it to him. He read it over. He said, okay, brief this on me, brief everything to me, right, to get me prepared for the meeting. So brief me on the talking points. I briefed him. I told him, I said, look, this last question right here, I didn't even understand what it was asking. I went to ChatGPT and used it. He said, good for you. So basically, it comes down to it's a tool at the end of the day. You can build with it or you can destroy with it. If you don't use your own intelligence, then the AI will turn into anti-intelligence and destroy your language. But so that's not the way you want to use it. You don't want to just basically accept it on face value right. And basically just take the answers from it. You want to do the knowledge to it. One of the other second point I was going to bring up is, now when I teach cybersecurity classes, I teach the students on using it properly. I'm like, we can go to Google Gemini as one AI. I can go to ChatGPT, ask it the same exact question, and sometimes come back with different results. So then I ask the class, because now I'm asking the class questions to get them to start thinking for themselves and engage in intelligence. And I ask them, which one is right and how do you know what's right? So a lot of times I don't get a response. And we're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old people that's in this class, right? Because the class I teach is at college level. So I don't even get good results. So I ask them, I say, okay, now that we're looking at both of them and you're looking at the results, you need to ask the program quote your sources. Please provide sources for all this information you provided. And I said, you can't even stop there. So I tell them to ask the system for the sources. I said, how do you even know if these sources is right? So now you need to go back and look up these sources. But then I said, even if you look at the sources, how do you know the sources is accurate? I'm asking the students these questions. I'm not teaching them nothing. I'm helping them to basically find the answers for themselves. Okay? So I'm like, how do you know the sources is right? Okay, so now you need to vet the sources. You need to basically be able to look at it and say, okay, what is my confidence in the source? Is it a low, moderate, or high confidence? But how would you even do that? So you need to basically go out to look at the source, see if it's fact-checked, peer-reviewed, see if it's something credible. Like, for example, when it's peer-reviewed, you share information out in the academic setting in a journal or something like that, and other people will review it, and they will basically chop it up. You know what I mean? They'll go through and debate with you about it. And so you basically come out to say, okay, is this something we agreed upon or not, right? So that's one way. You got to basically vet the sources, assign confidence. Also, you want to look at the track record for the source. You want to say, okay, out of 10 times you asked it a question, I'm talking about the sources now, authoritative. How accurate have they been in these 10 times? Have they been right 8 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times? So that helps you basically make an assessment in your confidence level as to low, moderate, or high. And then you want to know it's authoritative. So for example, especially in cybersecurity, we say, go with the authoritative sources. One authoritative sources is looking at the National Institute of Standards and Technology. It's a government-led organization from the Department of Commerce. But what they do is they source wisdom from the crowd. They bring together people from academia, from the government, from the private sector, from the military. So you have all these minds. Now it's peer-reviewed, it's cross-checked, it's fact-checked, because you have multiple people from different aspects in different industries, not just it's not a narrow or a singular-minded type of view. You know what I mean? You have a more neurodiversity, as they would say in the business sense. You have more different diverse thoughts, all looking at something. And now you have something that's peer-reviewed and fact-checked from different standpoints. You see what I'm saying? So you source wisdom from the crowd. So I teach all of this to the students. But all right, now cybersecurity. Cybersecurity basically is 2 words. Break it down very simply. You take the word cyber. Cyber is an umbrella term. Nowadays we use all these electronic devices. So cyber basically encompasses all the electronic devices all connected, right? You're talking about computers, you're talking about smartphones, and how everything's all connected and communicating, how it's
everything on the internet.
Well, how everything is connected and sharing data, you know what I mean?
Well, everything, right, okay.
Yeah.
More than the internet.
And when you talk about the internet, it's like, it gets deeper than that, right? Like, what are we talking about? But we'll come back to that. So anyway, cyber is just all-encompassing, everything that's digital, that whole digital ecosystem. And then security, very simply, is you go to the mall, they got security guards. What are the security guards in the mall doing? They help protect and defend the merchandise, the stores, the consumers, the customers, the patrons, and all those things. So when you talk about cybersecurity, you're protecting and defending digital assets from what? From people that's unauthorized, they shouldn't have access to it, right? You want to basically keep it all secure and protected. So, I mean, that's pretty much it, very simply.
Okay, thank you. G Jam, yeah, please.
Is it like is cybersecurity like a firewall?
Yeah, so firewall is one device you would use to do cybersecurity. Yeah, you know what a firewall is?
Like a block of, and like you can have a firewall on one specific thing. It's like a kind of like a password or something. Like it's like a second lock screen.
Okay. You looking at me? You know what a firewall is? So a firewall is an appliance. It could be software or hardware based, and pretty much what you do is the firewall is filtering the data that's coming into the network or coming into your system. So you can run a firewall hardware appliance on the perimeter of your network, and it's filtering and it's monitoring the network traffic and the data that's coming in and out of your network. Or you can run it on your actual endpoint system or your host computer, and you can run a firewall through software that way. So basically, so let me use this analogy, because I always do this, right? Sometimes in cyber, you can get into the realm of abstract, and people don't know what you're talking about because they don't have a reference. So let's use a reference point. When you look at a car has a firewall. There's a firewall that protects, that's between the engine and the compartment. So there's ever a car accident and someone gets hit from the front, and if the engine catches on fire, the firewall will stop the fire from spreading to the compartment so the person doesn't burn up. There's also firewalls that's in between row houses. When you have houses that's all interconnected, and there's a fire that catches on one side, the firewall will block and stop the fire from spreading to the next house. So that's a firewall. Now you're taking it to a digital sense. It's basically stopping and protecting the network from external things, from external threats you don't want coming in. That's how you got it. So now, yeah.
Great, man, great. Yes.
I just want to elaborate what you was talking about with the cybersecurity, but also is that incorporated with cyber law too, right? Because you know we living under a big microscope right now. Everything is digital. Everything is, you know what I mean, computerized. But I just wanted to speak on that.
That's
a
good
little
point.
bit about it.
Just real quick for a minute, just to answer this question. So when you talk about law, you think about banks, you think about health insurance companies. The banks have a law called FINRA. Then there's also the CSI. Don't quote me, but basically what the law is that any kind of business that processes credit card information, they have to do certain things to protect the systems from the credit card information getting compromised, because that's people's sensitive data. So that's a law. So the companies, the businesses are mandated by law to ensure they're complying with that law. Same thing with HIPAA, right? The Health Insurance Protection Act to stop people's personal information. So that's for the companies. So that goes back to law, like you're saying. So there's all types of laws and policies to protect and ensure data on the system.
So just to bring it back, all laws coincide with the laws of supreme mathematics. Just to bring it full circle.
No, thank you, God. Mine. Right, but let me Allah taught, right? The founder and leader of this nation taught one to go to school, right? Taught to go to college, right? During times that were very turbulent. It wasn't as visible now as it was then. But in the interim of all those things, and as we could see the fruits of the guards who take advantage, everybody in here, in fact, for that matter, who has taken advantage of school work and being productive, because that's important. And again, knowledge. So that to be that extensive in these areas, because you can hear, That means what did I do, King? In order to get there, what did they do?
They had to study, they had to learn and observe.
Right. Look, listen, and observe. We were tools that were prerequisite to acquiring this particular knowledge. I know I'm right about that one. I know your fields of study vary. But yes, God, thank you for that. But they're rooted because you're 5% in mathematics. And in those things, because when you reach out to, when you want to reach out to someone else, like the firewall and understanding those dynamics, I can go to some of y'all. You're tech savvy, you know. Being savvy and being an expert are two different things, but savvy's good. I mean, I know my way around. But that's good though, right? I know these dynamics. Dave gave a very good point, and so did you, and that was, I still do it. Let me write your name and number. Because actually, all these learnings come from where? Yes.
Knowledge?
Yeah, and where'd that come from? And where'd that come from? And where's that? Where from the people is that located? The brain, yes, God, the mind. Here, right. It comes from here, its origin. Right. And then you see its outward manifestation. Right. But in order for us to get all struck where we are now, in comparison to when I was walking around, and you know, we. Yeah. I don't even, was that analog? Was that even analog back then? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You talking about the AT&T Plano telephone system? POTS system.
AT&T?
Yeah.
Back when I was coming out.
Bell Electric.
Marvell or whatever, maybe. Yeah. Those. You know, and where we are now. Yes, but listen to me. So, charisma, right? Chelsea. I've been in class for 3 weeks. Yeah.
First time we got it wrong.
So, Chelsea was saying how you have to be mindful of also, especially when you have children, again, also, and you have them on there. So here comes God and this information, and learning how to protect them and to guide them in that, because again. Well, some children will be distracted. I'm not going to say all children.
Yeah,
I'd be stereotypical because he's young and he led my class today. Right. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah. You coming next Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I just want to tell the young God something. My grandmother always told me a child will always lead you. You can always learn from a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they call us old men. I'm 43. That's what my son called me. But I'm happy to learn from you. I just tell people, don't let the great fool you.
Yeah, okay. So, again, the rudiments of learning, the basics, are the same, right? In fact, mathematics can go from what?
Mathematics goes from knowledge to wisdom to understanding.
Okay, go from knowledge to, yeah, those are the steps. But let's go from, what's the last one?
1 to 9.
There you go. And that's a process. And that process is not, the process also, moreover, in you studying, but it's a process in your life as well. You gotta go from its first to you know, you can't get to, I wanna know about a thing and then leap over 3 or 4 things that's connected to its completion. Because then you'll get it haphazardly. Like this knowledge. There's a process you start. You know, and this process in life. Young God, small, everybody in here is intelligent. But I don't care how intelligent you are, you go fast. Right? We're gonna start from supreme mathematics, right? Right, just like you got up this morning. I got up, put my feet on the floor, and whatever your routine was prior to you navigating out. For a 5%er, I would think before I put the last thing I did after I put my coat on, I completed whatever science I'm dealing with. Because you got to understand the order of the day that you're in. That's important. But more importantly, can completing school work or whatever it is you're doing to be productive, because that's what he taught, right? And then that's important, right? I'm definitely, thank you. I mean, we still, you're not going nowhere. Thank you for coming. And definitely, if you can make it tomorrow, please come to our parliament as well. Welcome, definitely. I'll promise another segment of our, our culture, where you'll see us, not classroom, but and we do what we do there. We teach, But again, I can't stress enough the importance of work, school, and trade. Being an entrepreneur, whatever it is you're going to be or you're going to do, that's important. That's what he taught. We, Father said, we're not taught to be bums. You know what I mean? But, you taught to go get it. However that may be for you, go get it productively. But again, mathematics, and I'll go back into that maybe next week. In fact, next week, what I'm going to do is show a video of a presentation that we gave at a correctional facility. To be speaking to the Office of Cultural Management, which is an entity of men here who, based upon a lawsuit that was won, because the guards and earth were recognized in New York State corrections. A lot of them teach us to go to jail or prison. But unfortunately, like the guard, no disrespect, type of security, when I break a law, that's where you go. But we trying to go in there and teach them, man, how to utilize mathematics, and at some point, possibly, bring the guard and let me teach you all about X, Y, Z. See? Because you have some beautiful minds here, man. Yeah. We about to do some we about to take this to a whole, and we like we speaking to people in different parts of the globe. You know what I mean? But the first order of the day is like, knowledge means to know. Let me get to know who you are. Let me show you how to utilize mathematics. Right? Not just tell me today is wisdom knowledge, but how can you use it like you just did today. That was mathematics at its best. Like, you could tell me its application, yes, wisdom is the wise words and knowledge means to know. But the God gave you and all y'all did in here. You demonstrated. Let me show you, And the only way I can demonstrate that is if I know it. See? Because the demonstration is in the wisdom. Right. I have to apply it, but in order for me to apply it, I have to know it. Yeah, so, people, how you been, Wise Boy?
I've been alright. Just, doing the same, staying out the way, trying to work, get my money up. Okay. Just staying righteous, all right and civilized.
Yeah, and where you at in your mathematics?
I'm still at the mathematics. I'm trying to get to...
How long you been there?
It's been a while. I mean, I've been...
So why are we still there?
I mean, I've had some time that I fell off, some battling some depression here and there.
I got you. Yeah, again, we were talking about their earlier barriers, but So
I definitely haven't forgotten about it.
No, you're here. I got you. Don't. I'm not getting at you, but I'm just kind of stressing the importance of increasing your knowledge. And not, see, you'll hear a lot people say, yo, God, how you doing? I'm maintaining. Nah, I don't do those. I don't maintain. I elevate. I understand what I know where you're going. I'm not trying to play semantics, but I'm not maintaining though. We're maintaining, G. Maintaining? Oh, you're still there. Right. We want to increase. And I get it. All right. So
that's interesting with the language, because I went back and forth with the God about it, but I'm not going to go.
Yeah, no, ain't no wrong with that. I get it.
Maintaining what it means. And
and I get what you mean, right? But in all seriousness, today mathematics is what? Wise born.
Wisdom, knowledge.
Right. So I need to hear clearly what you mean. Right. You know what I mean? Mean what you say what you mean. Because maintain is maintaining. But that's not. Right? If people say that, man, I don't lose my wig. What little bit of hair I have, right? But why are you laughing? More hair? No. So but increasing your knowledge. You with the God, so you with the God Master.
I just need to get out there and build more, Cause I live kind of far away. I'm in the Manassas, and it's like 45 minutes from DC. So I don't.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay, got you. So what's the next best thing? You put that ball in your court. Answer that question. Okay, there you go. And because we talked about, largely technology, there's time, not only can you call him, but you can FaceTime him and look right in his face. Peace, God, how you doing? This is where I'm at now. Okay, God, let me see your book of life. Let me see what you're dealing with. See? Now I can see, like we were talking about earlier. Sometimes, and I get it, this is where we are in this day and time. People call you, how you, Messiah? Yeah, this is the God. The God who? Because I can't see you through the phone. So you got to be able to identify who you are. But there's different ways you can do that. So I get logistically, meaning, I'm far away, but technology brings you, see? So there's like we did with the Parliament. We were, there were barriers that prevented physical contact for various reasons, but we were still able to come together. Listen to this one. And how that happened, because there was a willingness to do that. People came up with that idea. Some were against it because people like doing this, but we understood where we were. Same case applies here with your lessons, right? Everybody in this room at some point, except for maybe the children, because they were born through the knowledge, right? There were many people. If I'm saying something wrong to y'all, everybody got their knowledge differently, but one thing did happen. 2 or 3 came with you, right? Say, I use imp or the God. Introduce yourself, old man. Yeah. So we going to him, like 6 or 7, right? You and me and 2 others. So we Mighty walking us through it. Then it comes to this point. Right? He says, okay, you all want to know? Okay, here's what you got to do. What do you have to do? Well, first you're going to have to fast. So one of the things I did say, I remember I told God, I said, you mean run fast? I knew what fast was. He said, no, I mean like stop eating. Like this is what we're going to do. So they go 3 or 4 to left. I'm not doing that. My mama cooking pork now. What? Wow. I'm out. Other dude said, you can't break it down like 1 hour? Like I haven't eaten this. No, that's not what we're doing. I'm good. So you ain't really going. So I'm like, this girl, you gotta come to my mother's house with that one. And off we went. But there was a willingness. My point was, there was a willingness to want it. And that same willingness applies. Make no mistake, in everything that you do in life, there's going to be barriers. Obstacles, you name one. There's things you go eternally go through. I get it, we get it, man. We're not without understanding that. But here's what I mean by elevate. We're not just talking about just tell me what the day mathematics, but making mathematics apply.
Applying it to the life.
Right. Huh?
Applying it to your life.
Yes, there you go. Absolutely. Couldn't have said that no better. Right. I mean, it's good you quoting it. I actually thought, though, also when I was younger, that once I quoted the whole 120, that I'm that dude. I'm the God. I'm not God. Nah, that just means you quoted that well. That's what that meant. Your references are nice now. You solidify, you ground in that. What's going to improve upon you being who you are is you internalizing the knowledge now. Yeah, right. Like, okay, for instance, if you're going through that, what do I do? You know what I mean? Like we went through a problem. And I raised my hand. I was like, I'm running around literally all the, there was, if 5 cars were on the street, we talking about the whole world during COVID. That was crowded. That was a traffic jam. Grand Central Station had 10 people in there during COVID. So now we're talking about how do we come together, right? Because they were talking, So we like, no, we can't. So the Zoom, but we take go technology again. So we huddle. What can we do? How bad do you want this? You know what I mean? That's the issue. How bad do you want it? You know what I mean? And the obstacles, and overcoming them. You know, and utilizing mathematics. In fact, my build actually today, thank you for this class too, man. Again, excellent, wonderful. Thank you all, everybody. Was on a entirely different note, right? But you realize, because again, this is 120. I always say 120 is a map. Right. That's my I'm saying you have, that's not, 120 is actually have a complete knowledge and wisdom of the cipher, which is everything in the universe. Sure is. But it's a math also, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's not really related to what you're talking about, but I was just looking at the flag, or what does it mean?
Oh, whoa, you what? Huh? Okay, now let me say this to you. Before
put it out there like that.
Yeah, okay, because listen, you among the 5%. So, no, not that you can't answer that. I'm not saying that, but you got to be right. And
exactly,
it's right. And I got you. It can't be, oh, well, I read that, you know. Right. So the young God King's question is, what's your question again?
What does the flag mean? But it just looks like a bunch of 50 and 95-degree angles.
Oh, now here you go. Here you go. You want to yeah, okay. So here's what we going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in the class lab. Let me pay a visit to the class mind. So let me, he asked the question, who knows about this flag? Okay, well, let me start with you. I'm coming to you, Queen. I got you. Well, you had your hand up first. Let me get
I got you. You go ahead. Because I feel like I know, but not 100%.
Okay.
That's going to apply.
Queen. Yes. Go.
First is the star. That's the supreme knowledge.
Okay, well, you need to look at him. Turn around and talk to the king.
The star right there. That's the supreme knowledge. That's the seed. That's the knowledge that was brought by W.F. Muhammad and revealed to us by Almighty Allah the Father. The moon.
Hold on, how many points is on it? And
No, you right. I know where you're going with this.
No. There's 22 points.
No, you start with the star.
Oh, yeah, with the star, there's 5 points.
Okay,
5 points.
Oh, man, he's stretching that.
Hey, it's all mine, so we gonna build it.
Bill, God, Bill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, add on.
Nah, I'm not going to speak.
You said no. You said you was going to break it
down. Hold on. Before I just want to keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's just a family.
That's true.
Yeah. Nah,
it's a family. Man, woman, and child.
Right. Oh, see.
Simple. So, man, woman, child.
Sun, moon, and stars. Universe.
Sun, moon, and stars. Right. Simple. No, sun, moon, stars. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And it could go further. You know, but. I just want to keep it simple because they was going a little bit, far.
And the only reason I bring it up because he rightly called out about the angles. That's why I was going there. Because you already had that observation, so I'm like, oh, my man is dead. That's the only reason why I brought that up. That's the only reason I brought it up because he was already there. It's like I see angles on it.
Yeah, because the way he asked that question.
The way he asked the question. There you go. That's why I asked. So, right, just to answer it, there's 72 degrees between the 5 points, which equals 360. 5 times 72 is 360. So between, if you look at them, it's all 72-degree angles.
Okay, so, young God, King. So, first, let me go back. Simplicity. We keeping things simple, right? Because we have a tendency, raise my hand, we complicate things. Oh, psychological dynamic. Then I'm over here and I lost you. And your simple question was, although you did slip. So that's why he came, because we're doing the knowledge.
Right.
But thank you, God, too, because he comes in, let's keep it simple.
Yes.
Right? Because 7, which is black, is the God. That's God. That's the man. The moon is the woman. Right? Here you go. Here you go. This is what you like to see. Here you go. Move. Don't just sit right here. Here you go. 7, right? 7. That's the black. Move. No, not move. Excuse me. Why my line? Follow me. The moon, the woman, right? Bow. And then Maya, the child, you two, all y'all, the children. sun, moon, and stars, man, woman, and child. Right? The 8, right, represents how this family is building in this knowledge and wisdom. Right? Colors mean something. What the colors mean? That everyone in this room is black. Black, brown, yellow. Right. You know what I mean? We see the accomplishment of the black family uniting. The seed unite. Now, I mean, it goes on, yeah, like you God was saying, because you got to know that too. Right? You got to know the degrees and angles, but you want to keep it simple because not everybody may know it that way. Right? And not saying you because they don't, then you have to explain. But again, it's always good to keep it simple because today mathematics is what, King?
Knowledge, wisdom.
No, it's not.
I mean, wisdom, knowledge.
Yeah, right. Right. So, and we want to make sure that people are seeing the knowledge in that people hear it. So, the application. You know what I mean? You know, and that's a good question. Oh, who was the flag designed by? Who was the architect of the flag? Who? Yeah, say it.
I'm not sure if I'm saying the full name right.
Shambaugh. University of Shambaugh. What? Does anybody know the year? He designed the flag.
1968?
No.
1966. He created 1966.
Sure? 66?
Yeah, in April. But
66, Mighty?
Yeah.
Or 65? Because the law came on in 67.
Right. 67. But
67.
However, Allah chose it in 67.
Yeah, he did.
That's when it was, yeah.
Universal Shamkhar couldn't get into Madawan to show it to him, so he had to wait till he came home.
That's right. Yeah, it was 65. 66, yeah. But there was
But then he
different
had
exact
versions of it too.
Yeah, it was 3
Yeah, different
versions.
versions. Right. The 16 points you'll see at Medina's Children's Day, that was one of the designs, right? And that was like the flag we gave to the babies. You get to the babies. Like, oh, look, yeah, we know it's a flag, Allah design, but that came from the architect. So there was nothing mixed out and tampered with that. This does not happen to be the flag that we normally would wear. But this is a flag on this specific, in the summer, I employ everybody to come out for Medina. Does a beautiful Children's Day in Fort Greene. You know, you'll see those flags. And then that same question, you would ask one of them. Here's how I would ask you to ask that question. Who the older ones out here in Brooklyn? Yeah. Yeah? What does 16 flag mean? Give me its history. Then you take it from there. I'm sure they will. They give you its design and they give you its history. Good question. You got your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to elaborate it on the flag. You correct me if I'm wrong, but peace means positive energy activates constant elevation.
That's what peace means. And that's an acronym.
I just wanted to make sure I knew it just correctly. That's why I
That's one of the acronyms. That's one of the
right,
acronyms.
Acronym,
But
right.
what does peace mean?
But it's not the acronym. Like we don't have. There's no set acronym for peace.
Right.
Proper education always corrects errors.
Right.
That's another one.
Protons, electrons,
Educate a lot of
Children. Correct. Right.
I remember that. I used to listen to
But here go, listen.
But the main question,
These are acronyms.
Right.
These are acronyms that do not. But what does peace mean? What does peace mean to the 5%? Absent the acronym.
Just off the top of my head, peace means to the 5%. Knowledge.
No.
Peace.
Absence of confusion.
Oh, all right. I was just doing it just off my.
No. You don't want to freestyle. You don't want to freestyle. I mean, like,
right.
So you just ask. If you don't know, you just ask, right?
Right. No,
So-
that's why I said there's no right or wrong answer, but I'm glad I'm being.
Well,
corrected.
there is a right or wrong answer.
I didn't mean it like that, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm being corrected. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Right. We ain't
Right.
trying to. We ain't shooting.
Shoot you down. Right.
No, I
Right.
understand.
Peace.
Right.
Okay.
So I just wanted to
But
get correct.
yeah, right. He's correct. It's universal greeting, recognized by the gods and the earth.
Right.
5%.
So correct me if I'm wrong again. That could be a greeting or a farewell, like peace. 'Cause
No.
No, I'm just asking because some
No.
people
I'ma tell you
they'll
why.
say
Listen
hi
to
to
me.
me and I'll say peace.
Listen to me.
All
Listen to
right.
me, black man. This is very important.
Right.
What's today's date?
Today is the 21st.
Right.
So
Ask him what today mathematics is.
I know the mathematics.
What is it?
It's understanding knowledge.
Yes. Oh no.
Huh?
What's today? The 20th?
Oh, you young king. Tell me what today mathematics is.
Wisdom,
I said it wrong.
knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge.
Oh, so I said it wrong with the numbers.
Okay, no. Listen to me.
Right.
Black man. So here's what you need to do.
Right.
Before I speak, let
Right.
me listen.
Right. Sure.
Let me listen. And I encourage you engaging, but let me do this right and exact. Right. You know what I mean? And let me tell you why it's important. Once again, going back to that. In the Gregorian calendar, it's the 21st. It's check day. It's I'm walking down the block. It's I'm going to a movie. It's Saturday. It's cold. I get paid today. But to the 5%, today's mathematical order of the day in which I live is wisdom, knowledge. Wisdom is 2. Knowledge is 1. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge. So it's in that you're able to see it. How do you see it? The way I talk, through my actions, the application. What was performed here today. If I'm able to grasp what you said via action and word, and I understood it, then you made born in my mind that order. Right. So that's important. Yes, young God.
What do you mean by the 5%? You keep saying
the 5%.
Yeah, you keep saying it. What do you mean?
Well, what should I say? Okay, so
can I help?
The 5%. No, listen. So.
Yeah, since I was 15 and 16.
Who's your educator?
My educator was Divine. His name is, I forgot his real name, but he grew up around us. Like, he's older than us. He used to live on McCoonsville, 54. I'm from Davidson, 174 from 76. So, you know, that's like years ago and stuff like that. But I've always been around it, like even from my uncles and stuff like that. You know,
but you never went all the way through the lesson.
This is my first time ever coming into school. So this is why.
So now you're getting more. Okay.
Have you ever Knowledge 120?
No,
I heard about Knowledge 120. I knew about the student enrollment. I used to study my mathematics and my supreme alphabets. So like certain things I just never forget or forgot. So I'm just trying to get it all back.
So I just wanted to say this, brother, on Deshaun. So my name is Mahdi Allah, right? So the young brother asked a question about, he said, why do you keep saying the 5%, right? In the sense of talking about Allah's 5% nation, right? You have the 5%, you have the 10%, the 85%.
I was going to break it down for
right? No, but my thing is, if there's certain things, if you're not fully immersed in the culture,
you wouldn't know.
There's certain questions that you wouldn't be able to expound on because you haven't went through the right passage.
So you have a little bit of knowledge. You don't have a complete knowledge.
Contribute to what you actually do know, right?
Right.
We say wisdom is the way, knowledge is what you know, right? So we don't really like we never speak out a term or things that we actually don't know.
Right. I was taught like that.
Right.
But that's why I'm trying to get it correct. I'm listening.
My thing is, so that's why the guy was asking you certain questions because in order you have to be an expertise, meaning you have to be rooted in the culture. I have to went through all of the rites of passage in order for you to have the wherewithal to answer those questions, especially for the young, because this is who we're supposed to be teaching. Right. So we don't want to lead them astray. So you got to let the ones that's qualified to teach do so.
No, I understand that.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. This is not.
No, it's not scolding. No, you
that's
schooling
why when
me,
the guy
right?
said
You know.
right and exact, we have an order in the way that things happen within the 5% nation, just like in any other cultural group,
of course.
Yeah, everybody has an order as to the way that they do things, right? So that's why I was asking those questions. You gotta let, like I said, the ones that's qualified to teach. One is only able to teach what it is that they actually know, right? So that's why I said you gotta let the ones that's qualified to teach.
I know,
with the young.
Right. This is it's kind of a bad habit, but I like to spread knowledge too, as well as I'm hungry for knowledge. So I have a 15-year-old son, and like other people, they gravitate to me. They're like, oh, you're an artist, you can draw, da-da-da. So it's certain things they'll ask me, and I will be correct on it, but this is why I'm here to get the full 100% of truth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not confused, because at times when I was younger, I did get confused. I couldn't understand. I know some God bodies or whatever, but
what is a God body?
From what I was told, correct me if I'm wrong again, I learned this from my uncle's coming from jail. I used to ask him, what's the dude's always standing like this in the picture? But his Muslim name is Wale. So he was like, those are God bodies. So I'm like, what's that? I was like, they bodyguard you? He's like, nah. He said they teach you, you know what I mean? They teach you the ways of life, of how to stand on your own too as a man. They present knowledge and so forth in the culture, and you spread that. you know.
Okay,
So
yeah, let me stop.
Oh,
Let me stop.
sorry.
Stop. So actually, what comes mental comes physical. Meaning here, so we guard mind, we're not guard body, right?
Okay.
We're right. So and what I mean by that, and actually the root of that comes out of prison.
Right. That's
Listen. Because what happened was we're in a cipher, right? So we're in a cipher. And the cipher, right, is a circle actually that possesses 360 degrees. It can pertain to person, place, or thing. You'll hear a person say, I'm going through a cipher, yada, 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 yada. The reason I'm saying that, but we're in a circle, and people constantly and largely saw us there. So they always the guard body, and that just took off. Right. That's not how we describe ourselves. Right. So, and a lot of times, when, like the God Almighty was telling you, when misnomers are given and not corrected, we think it's the norm.
Right.
And it's not. Actually, going back now to the young God's question, because he asked, you keep saying you 5%. Why you keep saying that? Okay. So earlier in the class, we was going through history, right? I kind of not went there, but Allah, where's Allah on the board? Which one? Right. He was in the Nation of Islam, using the mosque. He leaves. He taught us. What's the name of our lessons?
120.
Right. But in your lesson, you're going to find the name, also lost and found, Muslim lesson, but not Muslim. Like the God Almighty was saying, or culture, right? So, how historically, right? The 10%. I'll get to them in a minute. Because your question was, who was the 5%? Well, actually, according to our degree, they're the poor righteous teachers don't believe in the teachings of the 10%. Know all wise and know the true living God, and teach the true living God, the Son of Man, supreme black man, nation teaches freedom and equality to all the human families of the planet Earth. Otherwise known as civilized people, Muslims or Muslim sons. Now, in this case, 5%, a small portion of people who were empowered, taught by Allah, like I used the God's term. It's open, the piece. You got your coat, get your coat, God. You gotta get it. No, you gotta leave, just get your coat. Because thank you, Shot Quest. And you got your battery, God? So get my good side right here. No, we still left. But anyway, for the sake of the bit, so 5% were the people who were taught by Allah who leaves the mosque. In fact, 5% was a name also you'll find historically that is because in our lesson, so that means it was in the mosque. So Elijah Muhammad was using that too. But however, Allah leaves and he's teaching us. He's calling us 5%. In fact, the 5% you'll hear largely from a lot of the older gods, they were youth, whom Allah empowered, right? But the 5% were the gods, and 5% are the earths, or the queens, right? Because they're the poor righteous teachers also. We don't believe in teachers of the 10%, right? And when we say 5%, we don't mean that you're less than. It just means it was a small portion of people, right? Poor righteous teachers, right? And poor, not necessarily always economically, but it's the part where you was treated poorly at. Now, history to this also, right? But it was through the truth that was crushed to the earth about your identity, right? Because again, no question. So you missed a lot what I was saying. So the 5% are the gods in the earth. So when I say 5%, right, King, I'm talking about, to keep it simple, a God who's active in the knowledge that was taught to us by Allah. And, okay, 5%, this is where I was getting ready to go. It sounds like a small number, right? But when we say 5%, we do mean, at one point, I got you, you're next, at that point, the small portion of people who was taught the knowledge of wisdom by Allah about who they are. Well, you got your hand up again.
While you're answering my question, I got another question. You're saying gods. I know about God, but you also said earth.
Yes. Okay, so let me put my qualified book.
So I just want to tell you about, you say like how to flag. So you say that the man is the God and the woman is the earth.
Oh.
So it's a man, woman, child.
So it's like, so the men are the gods, the
woman is the
earths.
Also, you can say the moon as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, this is very important.
Symbolic.
This is very important because although in my people I see the divine in them, not all of them are that.
Right.
So I can't really call them that. Not everyone is worthy to be called an earth or a God. No disrespect. You can become that. Not saying that if you're not, you're less than, get away from me. It just means you're not, because if I leave it blank, the woman is, then you're looking every woman. Right. See, in the earth, that's a tremendous responsibility. We're talking about a woman who's reproducing the light and truth of God. Not only am I reproducing his children, but I'm replenishing the truth in the world via him, or me, him via him, through me. Right. So we working like your word, God. Thank you. It's an old correction you gave me. Interdependently, we're working together. Right. Him and her, as you see there, on them. See, because the 7 is who?
The 7 is
You want to answer this question? Nobody. 7 is who?
The 7 is the I think it's either the man.
Oh no, it is the man, the black man.
Yeah.
Right. So 7 is the black man. So the moon is who again?
The females.
The women.
Yeah.
Right. And then the stars are
the children.
Right. Actually, he's your 5%. In the knowledge. Right. The family working in unison to manifest this knowledge. Don't want to go there, but yeah, so the 5%. So did I kind of answer your question? Because it's important I ask that question too. Did I answer your question about the 5%?
Yes.
Okay. And let me say this to you. Again, I like you answering that. You never allow nobody in this classroom, but especially you, and Maya, you never let no one speak to you or talk to you, right? And you don't understand what they say. What do you mean? Excuse me. In fact, that was my greatest lesson. I'm not trying to brag or nothing. I became good at what I do because I was always taken by that question. Well, I can quote this, Supreme Mathematics, all the way to this. I sort of fact that. But when someone asked me, excuse me, and a lot of times it came from my brothers too. What do you mean by that? I didn't know, because I didn't, like you did, look, listen, and observe. Well, I did. I didn't take it to further study because quotation is important. But what I need you to do after you retain it is eternalize it. And when you start doing that, then you study. You ask questions, and and from them questions, your knowledge increases, right? And then you're able to, and wisdom also. Today's mathematics, wisdom, knowledge is not just the words, right? And the actions, but a lot of time, quite often than not, your father, him, Maya's mother, him, the life that we lived, what I went through, what made me wise. Right, this is what I know, of course, actually, but what I went through, what makes me kind of an expert in how I'm able to adamantly tell you you shouldn't do that. Like, I'm not trying to go there and put you on blast, like why you shouldn't do a thing, right? Mathematics being applied to that. Yo, I'm protecting myself, I'm trying to, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but we got to go to the quintessence of why this occurred, so we can prevent it. Because see, part of you knowing what to do with this is being disciplined. You know what I mean? It's an old saying that I kind of shy from because it can do that. Sticks and stones will hurt your bones, but names will never. Yes, it will. Names will, and words too. Sticks and stones. But what's being implied in that is this: if it didn't kill you, then you good. Because people, in fact, just you being as beautiful as you are, people gonna shun you, especially you. Ooh, you knowing what you know. Oh, what? How dare you be so young and have this knowledge? Where'd you get it from? I'm a 5%. Oh, you one of them? Ew, get away from me.
Ew, nerds. What's they gonna say?
Yeah, harsher. That was nice. But, you know, but anyway, you feel that, but you're confident in knowing who you are also, right? And people do that to test you. You hear me, young guy? Wow. Look at me. People will use words, because Dumas says, brother, our national spokesman says, let me hit you with this one. Listen to this one. I got your hand. Hold your question. You know how you catch fish? How do you catch fish? Okay, true. But there's one more way. Yeah, I know. Don't let him answer that, God.
The hook?
Yes, but how does the fish get there?
Swimming?
How's the hook get into?
By they biting?
Yeah, but he opened his mouth. So I bait you with that. Look at you. He think he son, you ain't nothing, man. Because he got a brand new hoodie on. Throw his fingers up and cuss at you. He's like, your eye. Yeah, it hurts. But I'm not going to let that, because he test you. Right? Because that's what I wanted you to do, to put the 1s and 2s on me. You give me the 2-piece with the biscuits so my coward ass can run to, look what he did to me. I got you on tape. See? Lured you. Got him. You know what I mean? So what you do, like, all right, this is something, now this is where Sticks and Stones come in. If you're not coming to me, then we ain't got to go there. But if it's not that, then I'm good. Okay, yeah, all right, whatever. And actually, the lesson learned in that, he's a dummy. You a crash test dummy. When you hear that, those are crash test dummies. Look at you, you think you all that. Oh, he's stupid. Okay, let me get away from me. And listen, you're not thinking for them, you're thinking for you. Because he can't think, or she. So let me think for me, let me get out your way. Okay, you're like, you ready to run into the wall. Look at you, and let him run. Just get out their way. It's when you're in the corner, then I got no choice. But if you ain't backing me in the corner, knock it off. Your words, that's how you fish. Oh, you think you, and definitely if I'm in school, that's the wrong place. Right, I'm went there to learn, not to fight. So that's what you came to do? I'm gonna get away from you, a dummy. See, because I'm gonna wake you up in a minute though. If we get around this corner and you do that, then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with these 1 and 2s. You know that, I didn't know he could fight like that. Big as, yeah. Yeah, but other than that though, that's called mathematics. Okay, let me do the knowledge. Let me look. Let me observe. Okay, I'm not gonna put, yeah, it does. Who doesn't, I've been called nigger. Spick. All kinds of, yeah, please. Historically, wait, listen to me. Because I lack knowledge, I've made that word a household word. Yeah. People, not gonna say you, people, if you walk around right now and said, well, no, we do that. Peace king, peace queen. Yo, you hear what he said? He said, peace king, peace queen. Yo, my nigga was popping. Oh, yo, where you from, son? I know, but you must be from around. See, some of them, not all. And that's just, because we caught up. Oh, that's my nigga right there. Until you teach them what that word means. You know what I mean? How words are, again, damaging. Right? So much so, we're the only people on this earth that would take a horrific misnomer and embrace it and endear it. Yeah, what? Yeah. There's a book I encourage people to read when you get time, From Niggas to Gods. Yeah, it's a book by A. Kill. Yeah, volume 1 and 2. Yeah, you can have a lot of books though, but but that's not me teaching. But I didn't say that because I heard the conversation from a distance. Use your head. I get it. Life happens. You know what I mean? But you coming from a wise king, and the queen, I'm sure. So you have to be that. There's a story that I'm gonna conclude. It's an animal story. It's something about the tiger and the donkey. They go to the king, right? And the king sitting on the lion sitting on the throne, and the tiger's being judged, right? And so the lion tells the tiger, for your punishment, you can't talk or roar for a long time. So then the tiger bumped him, because the tiger ferocious like the lion. So why would you do that to me? Because you let a jackass pull you out of your character. You're supposed to walk with nobility and ferociousness. You let him do that to you? Yeah, you don't roar no more for a little bit. You're supposed to know better. You know, so the moral of the story, because you wise. You know, and I get it, no question. So I keep pounding that home because you young. Again, like I told you, all you youth, man, y'all, I know I'm old school. Black credit cards. That's a credit card that was, I know I'm kind of old.
Very desired, as you said.
Yeah, it's desired, yes. Your brain is desired. In fact, oh, beautiful. So, I'm sorry, I my hand. So, the 5%, those who have the knowledge, man, woman, and child, like in the flag, like there you see. The 10% are people who have this knowledge, who have a knowledge. No, I do. I'll make myself rich off your labor. And I teach you lies that don't believe in yourself. How dare you say blasphemy? How dare you say you God? Oh my! Did you hear what this boy said? Jamel, he talking about, you know the one with the long hair? Yeah, he talking about he God. Oh, wait, that's not it. Then Maya, the little one, she talking about she a queen. Jesus is going to strike you down. I don't mean to keep going there, but you have people that come from different corners of the world that will try to diminish. But now, these very same people, the reason why I'm doing that is to keep you from the focus of you. Because a wise man and woman is one who seeks everything from within himself. Only a fool is one who seeks outside. But, thank you for being here, because both myself and them are battling for the minds of the 85%. Or the 85%. Okay. Let me get him, because he didn't speak yet. I got you, King. You get next. I'm the 1 to 5. You go, yes.
Followers. They're neutral. Like, they just follow along people. They don't question it. Like, they don't do the knowledge.
What is this?
The 85%.
Okay. In part, yes. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back and fill some blanks in on that. But you're correct, yes.
They're to add on to like what he said.
Yes, please add on to what he said.
It's basically like they're think of the word. There's the knowledge that the 10% want to grab and the 5% want to teach. Yeah, thank you. The 85% are the neutral type thing, or not type thing, but neutral people who are.
Okay. So let me help you out. So let me give you it. 85% of the people. These are people, black, brown, and yellow. You ready? They're uncivilized people. They're poison animal eaters. They're slaves of a mental death and power. People who don't know who the true and living God is, or they're always in this world and worship that which they know not, and who are easily led in the wrong direction or hard to lead in the right direction. So you're correct. You're correct in that, yes.
And that's the majority of the people.
Majority. That's 85%. Now, the 10%, I'm battling for the minds of them. Because our degrees teach that we keep them, let's keep and teach them illiterate. Let's keep them that way. No man, let's wake them up. So we battle. So there are deliberate distractions to keep you from here. Yes, technology was one of them. as we need that. But then a brother was telling me the devil's also in your details. That's where you have the God come in, like the God was showing the analogy to the young brother about the analogy of how a physical fire and what mechanism is used to protect that, the same in technology. So you have to protect yourself constantly in these areas. But I'm in that too. Why? Because I know that knowledge is traveling through that. And if I and you do it, I'll take the same flag. I'll use your name, right? And if I'm not, like you did, Day, if I'm not gonna come to the root, if I solely without physical guidance, someone guiding me, I actually think what I'm reading is right. Because hey, wait, ain't this your flag? Don't that say the name of the Lord, the God of the earth? Yeah. Did I not? I pulled it up from there. How am I wrong? Until the God points out the steps that you took, that you leaped over. You know what I mean? So, and then corrects you. So, again, it's important. Yes.
This is not like a big thing, but looking at the flag again, there's every planet's there, but why isn't Pluto there? When we earlier
Pluto's on that. We talking about on that
on the thing, yeah.
Yeah, but also all 9 is there.
One.
You don't see plate. You don't say Pluto.
Pluto isn't.
God, look,
It's not on there.
You don't see Pluto on there.
No, but it's a little bit further out. Yeah, it's not on this particular one.
No, I'm counting how many planets on there.
1, 2, 3,
Right.
4, 5, 6.
No, because it's not. It's like a piece of art. It's just for decoration, so it's not accurate. That
Words. The day mathematics with knowledge. It's not what?
accurate. Well, not the flag part. I'm talking.
No. But the illustration, piece of God, unique understanding.
It's missing it because it's like repeating the planets. It's just a piece of like.
Yeah, Neptune, never Saturn.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, she's right. Yes, I agree.
I just stood up and did the
I just thought that was just like in the frame.
Pluto is a planet. They changed the
Put in
structure of the thing so that Pluto wouldn't be a planet because it's so far away from the sun that it's basically just a.
No, not only that, they say that it's because it's so small and it's more of an ice. It's not. It doesn't have the attributes of a planet, right? So they changed the definition of.
They changed the definition.
They changed the definition.
They demoted it to what they call a dwarf planet.
Yeah, right,
However,
right.
let's say this though. Okay, so they say it's not a planet. Yeah, and then they say this. They said there's moons in the solar system that's bigger than Pluto. However, they're all still bodies that rotate around the sun. It's still a planetesimal.
Right.
So it's
right.
Go ahead.
They wouldn't change. They changed the definition.
Right. They changed the definition. Right.
They cheated Plato out.
Yeah, they cheated him out basically. Yeah.
Planets that they don't acknowledge for sure.
But keep building my young brother.
It's like it's kind of like.
There's still significance behind Pluto.
Yeah.
Because how we draw it up is the sun is still the center, right? And it takes different time period. Well, so what is it about the sun? What is it that's significant about the sun?
It's a star, but it's like the foundation of our solar system.
There you go, my man. The sun is the foundation of the solar system. So the sun also gives off what? Light and heat, right?
Yeah.
It takes a certain amount of time for the light and heat to get to the earth, which therefore makes the water on earth what? Liquid. So therefore that generates life, right? If it's too close to the sun, then it turns to gas. You look at Venus and Mercury. When it's further out beyond Earth, it turns to ice and solid. So when it gets to Pluto, it's so far out that it's really solid ice. So basically there's a science to what I'm telling you about the 9 planets. Even though NASA technically saying it's no longer a planet, however, you can still draw this up as far as what is the relationship between the planets to the sun and what is the relationship between people and the sun, which is you. So that's the other way you got to draw it up and think about it. What I just said, especially when you think about light and heat. And when we talk about light being the truth, it takes a long time for that light to reach Pluto. So sometimes when you talk with some people, you can tell them and keep talking to you blue in the face, and they're still not getting the truth from you. So you know what you need to do? They're frozen. Just let them go. Leave them alone, girl. See the analogy? Right. So that's how we use it. Like we keep saying, we take everything back to self and apply it in our own lives. Yeah. So we don't worry about that. They say Pluto's not a planet. We're like, how do I use this in my life? Knowing that I'm the sun and, and the foundation, like you said. right? And then when you're dealing with people again, and you're speaking to them, and you're trying to spread the truth and that light to them, and it's not reaching them, they're not getting it. Peace, God. All right?
Peace.
We have a culture, we have a religion, right? But one thing the law did teach was that, man, I'm not going to deprive the children, you know, of any joy here. You know what I mean? You know, we're not running around teaching you about Santa. Look, it's White Christmas. You know, we're not doing that. But, you know, we're not depriving you neither. Because they're coming and they're you know, so that's something that we did. And as a tradition. Now, again, we're not here for that. So what Mike is saying, that's what we do. You know, because again, it's about the babies. You know, it's about bringing them joy. Like, just like we here, you see how hard we give it to the youth in here, but we understand also the dynamic, man. We're not going to rob them either, being children. Right? I want to laugh and joke. In fact, teaching them is no joke neither. I found that out kind of a long time ago. Trying to teach them like I teach an adult. I lost them. I had a classroom full. They came and, boom! There's mathematics. How I knew I kind of lost them because 3 of them was already going to sleep like, yo, you got in the bathroom over here? Like, you know, and whatever. So, you know, you gotta keep their focus. Not saying that because you got to look at the young guard and y'all, the rest of y'all. You know what I mean? Commend your brains and minds. So, you know, so I'm not gonna be stereotypical, but you have to be able to appeal also to my sense of intellect. Right? You have to be able to speak my language. You can't talk to me like you 63, because you're gonna lose me with that. I'm not interested. You know, how do you, right, since you're so wise, make mathematics applicable in this area of mine, right? Are you wise? I'm talking to you like, yeah, and so psychological and like, yeah, all right, man, all right, yeah, I heard you, but it went one in after the other. I'm like, got you, yeah, all right. Yeah, oh, bathrooms that way? You know what I mean? So, again, so just being able to teach them. Because their energy is ridiculous. You know, if they didn't have to go to rest, they wouldn't. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, again, and you're from where again? The Bronx?
I'm from Boston.
No.
I'm out here staying in Bronx, yes.
In the Bronx. Okay. So, you know, again, tomorrow. Have you been to a parliament here?
No.
I encourage you. You here? Come to that tomorrow too. You know what I mean? You know, here in the board. I know you're building up there in Buffalo too, Peace and the Guards up there. You know, but you here now at the root. You know, come here, man, you experience this and continue.
Talk about Boston.
Yeah. And then, you know, there's a bill I'm going to give you too. I'll give you, and your journey in this knowledge, you will find again, now, all my origin, a good name is better than gold, right? And number one with Assalamu Alaikum, right? Peace to that. And number one with, like, you know, Jabbar and Kareem or whatever, but peace to those things. But we're not Muslim. You know what I mean? And Allah wanted to make that distinction. You know what I mean? And the opposite word is peace anyway. And peace is the absence of all confusion. So I definitely want you to understand ultimately my salutation when I see you. Peace. Because it may take you a little bit if I'm giving you another language. Peace to that too. I don't want people to think I'm being disparaging other people's ways of life. In fact, who I'm closely referring to is the Nation of Islam. That's what I'm here. And the only reason why I said that is because they were the ones who, after the father had left the mosque, and then he starts the 5%, right? Because everybody else came afterwards. They came later. So when we say Muslim, that's not who we're referring to. You know what I mean? No disrespect to them again. We're not just peace to the Christians, and we're community orientated, but we teach the truth also. You know what I mean? You know, some people, I don't like what you teach. Oh, I get you, no problem. And then, I'm sorry. Lastly, my thing is, what was our culture? I told the Reverend this 3 months ago. I would come there, but y'all don't believe Jesus. Like, I hear you. I hear you, Reverend. Let me ask you a question. And this was a Reverend, ironically, who comes from Africa. I said, wow. I said, right, man, something else, ain't he, man? I said, but listen, check this one out. What was your culture prior to the origin, to the coming of Christianity? Right. Like, in fact, what is it now? Because it's still present. And why is that blasphemy or looked at shunned now through those lenses? Right? And then you get dogmatic principles that come from the book. You know what I mean? That, you know, so, you know, but again, I'm not, you know, peace to you. I said, I'll come to your church and sit down because I've done it. But I come there with the knowledge. You can't stick pins in my head. Like our degrees say, 28th degree. That was yesterday, you know, well, down the road. What was that was supposed to be rules and regulations, putting all laws before us while manufacturing the devil. Right. And so about the nurses law was sticking the pins in the black lady said at birth by telling you a lie. That's really graphic. But that's what they do. You stick a pin in your head. Let me lie to you. Right. You know what I mean? And, you know, and then, you know, so, and the lies is done eloquently. And done, you know, so. But, again, with law told us to be civilized and respect the world. Right? But I understand. And the reason why we're so adamant about this, because you crushed our truth to the earth and lied to us. I wouldn't be even calling myself a 5% had you not came to the homeland and stole from me. I ain't talking about what was done to us prior. Atrocities been happening since this earth was shaped. But we're talking about what you did to us as a people. That was my bill earlier today. But that maybe next week. You know what I mean? You know, and so, again, the truth that was questioned earth about your identity had to be excavated. And then when explained, you were like, what? Jamal and you and him, like, wise, and like, oh, I'm reading these books, and, oh, so George Washington was a slave owner? Christopher Columbus and Christopher Cologne, he was a Sephardic Jew that actually was a thief. This one, that one, whatever. Right, and didn't highlight no great accomplishment. I'm sorry, I keep saying this word, I'm gonna conclude. Let me drop this on you, and then young gone. What's that? What's that say? I'm sorry, my hand might be.
DNA.
You know what that is?
Like, your like cells and your, like just your family cells.
Yeah, genetics. Yes, you're correct. Absolutely, 100%. Right. However, our lessons teach that, right, we were taken, right, a lot of form of slavery too. But we were taken from here, and then we were brought to the Caribbean, and then brought here to America, right? However, we were stripped of our knowledge and the way we spoke in that. And you was made a nigger. I made you a slave. You right. So, having taken these chiefs and these queens, these architects, and these musicians and artists, and then stripping them, right? And then had you worked from something similar. In fact, you went from speaking a dialect to now speaking another drawl and language, right? Okay, but show you how beautiful y'all are. Out of the ruins of this horrific despair, you wound up creating a cotton gin, surveyed the White House, created a wooden clock. I can go on from now on. So my question was always, how were you able to do that when I took this knowledge from you? How were you able to do that? Huh? Yeah, that happened too. It's looking you right in your face. Yeah, but your DNA. I did all that, but I can't take the warrior out of him. Yeah, I subdued it for a minute. Yeah, the artist and photographer, don't you do that. But all of a sudden, I'm finding a way to, you know, my artistic expression is shown in other areas. Because that's who he is. Right? So, like you said, your genes, your memory cells, it's who you are. Of course, yes, peace. Coupled with you reading. Yeah, that's important. You know, and learning. Right. So, but then I systematically designed a way to keep that knowledge from you. I had you read books and even that the technology. I'm in that, right? You know, I'm not sticking dogs in you no more. You don't see the roads and parks, and you don't catch that no more. Now I'm subtle and insidious. You don't even see me coming. I'm in your camera, like the Queen said. That's where I'm at. I'm in. Hope your mom and them don't catch this. But here go the young guard. They understand the mechanisms more so than I do. Because I'm sitting here baffled. Oh, what about the AI that teaches you? I was like, wow. But the systems of learning. But I'm in that. Why? Because it's important for me to keep you from the truth. Because the truth is in that too. Let me keep you dumb. I can keep you dumb in that. I can't. So that's why you have now the firewall. Okay. So that is you coming to the root of learning. Right? So I can be prevented. So now when these viruses come that deliberately want to attack, my brain is protected. Because I have a knowledge. Oh, how you doing, Mustafa? Where you going? I'm going to law school in Mecca. Seriously? Come on, child. You didn't read? Read this? No, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, can't get them. Like the old school. One slip the matrix. You got away from that. You know what I mean? You know. So you have your own firewall. So you have to be able, everything you do, to be mindful and use the principles. You said, keep using the memory. Let me think. Let me look. Let me respect what's around me. You know. You said enough. I'm gonna say peace to y'all, man. Beautiful class. Thank you. See y'all tomorrow. If you able next Saturday, come.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mega did this.